Good morning, Tradeify Nation, and welcome to another edition of Tradeify TV. It is Tuesday, July 22nd, 2025. It is 60 minutes before the New York opening bell, which means it's time for us to help you get you ready for your trading day. What a fantastic day we have here on Tradeify TV. Coach Tank will be joining us. Joey Morgan will be joining us. Man, we got a fantastic stream for you. We got giveaways, and we've got my two amazing co-hosts who well, you know what? I'll just let them tell you about themselves. Mr. White Tea himself, Swiss Nick. Nick, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Matt. Good morning, Miriam. I'm excited for today. Coach Tank Tuesday, as you said, and your favorite bald friend is coming on as well, Matt. So should be an exciting day for you.
Midwest Bald White Traders Unite.
Yeah, good morning, Tradeify Nation. Really looking forward to today. Hope this is going to be exciting. We have Powell speaking right now, at least scheduled to talk right now. I don't know exactly how long he will be speaking for. I'm pretty sure we can look that up in a second. But before we do, let's actually kick off this stream, as usual, with our one and only NQ Slayer, Curly Trader, Machamami.
I love how much you hype me up. I think I just I need to have you as a recording, Nick, like every single morning for me when I'm like trying to just hype myself up. But thank you. Good morning, guys. Good morning, Matt, Nick, everyone in Tradeify Nation. Happy Tuesday. It's Tuesday. So that obviously means we got two things going on today. We have a special guest, Joey, coming on today. Or Joey? Joey. Do we have Joey?
We have Joey.
We have Joey. See, I'm getting all mixed up today. So we have Joey coming on today, and we have Coach Tank coming on today as well. It's going to be a packed day, guys.
You know, so, Miriam, I think so we have Matt, Nick, Miriam, and Joey today.
There's a lot.
I feel like we're doing it wrong though. This is YouTube. Aren't we have to have some bullshit ass nicknames that we gave ourselves under our pictures there?
Clearly. See, Nick, you just need to come up with the nicknames because that's not my forte here. But anyways, guys, we got a packed day today for you, and we're just excited. We're excited. I'm excited. I know my team's excited. So we're going to get into it in a bit. But before we do that, please make sure that you like and subscribe to this channel because we are almost at 17K, guys. 17K. We're super close to it. We're just literally celebrating our 15K mark. So you guys know we have some giveaways as well. So make sure you are tuned in for the rest of the day. So let's get into it. Let's get into the market watch here.
All right, whose charts are up? Mine? Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's yours.
There we go. Yeah, well, I'll start then. I mean, we do have these new transitions, as you just probably saw. But let's get over NQ here first, especially the London session today. Finally, we got a good session again, and I actually did take a trade, which I'm going to break down in a second. But since the open here, my charts are freezing up a bit. Hope that gets itself fixed. Yeah, there we go. So since yesterday's open at 6 p.m., we opened actually, let me pull up this one. We opened at 23,339.50, right? Had a little bit of a consolidation here, tested this trend line, or basically confirmed this trend line, and then dropped down to the 23,300 levels, which is where we had another zone of consolidation. Then we came back up to the 23,350s and then drop down again down to the 270 levels. Here the thing is, we have a new trend line confirmed on NQ with that level that started on Friday the 18th of July, so I'm definitely looking at that trend line. The other one from above is already broken, so that is an indication that we could be bullish for today. However, if we break this trend line, I'm obviously going to look for shorts. Now, the main levels for today that I'm watching are obviously to the upside, the current year high, right? The all-time high that we just made yesterday. We double topped pretty nicely at that level, which is 23,424.75. and then came back down as I just explained. Now, if we go back up there, I mean, again, we're in no man's land. We don't know where exactly we could go. So we just need to observe and see what price is doing. To the downside, though, we do have a bunch of levels. So first of all, we have the previous week high sitting at 23,320. We have the previous day mid at 23,314. So this basically builds a zone, these two levels together. And then to further to the downside, if we break this trend line, we have the weekly open. We have the previous day low at 23, basically the 23,200s. And then obviously this very important level here at 23,180. Actually, I'm going to mark this out for you guys so we have this on the chart as well. So these are my main levels for today on NASDAQ. Now, I'm just gonna go ahead and break down my trade really quick that I took during the London session. It wasn't anything crazy at all. It was a sweet like 17-point trade, which obviously in hindsight, I could have held way longer. Right, I was targeting. So basically, we had this consolidation zone that I just mentioned. Right, we had a push up from the London Open, which pretty much retested the daily open, which is that blue line here. We consolidated for a bit and then broke down with a pretty heavy volume push on the 1 minute, which was my entry for the short. I had a 12-point stop, had a almost 20-point target, pretty much targeting this low right here. I didn't want to go to the full extent. However, we then got an immense volume spike for the London session. 1.5K volume on a 1 minute candle is a lot. I mean, you can spot it down here. It's like a pretty significant peak. So anyways, I'm still happy with that. Took about 20 points. And yeah, that was a sweet trade. We got some movement and let's see what happens during the New York session. But Miriam, why don't you go over ES?
All right, let's go over ES here. So if we go to the 4-hour chart, we can see here that we have a nice supply zone sitting here on the 4-hour and the 2-hour. And you know, we really just topped out in this area right here, this 364 all the way up to this 374. So it's about a 10-point supply zone on ES. And ES has been kind of the weaker one in the past few sessions here. So I'd be curious to see how we do, you know, now that we're kind of holding these areas. I did have a demand zone here that I did remove. So I apologize for that because I did want to show you guys visually what it looked like. But now I can't even seem to know where I had that. But anyways, so we did hold, you know, previous day's low in this pre-market here so far. ES did make a nice move here in the overnight as well. So now actually I was talking about Friday's low, not previous day low, but we did actually break yesterday's low as well here. So now what I would be looking for is if we can, let me just go to the 1-hour chart here so I have all of my levels that you guys can see. But you guys can see this area right here is a pretty clear supply zone. We practically just made like a double top on, I believe it's like the 15-minute, and now we are coming back down. But what I would be looking for is if we can get back up above this 350 area. ES has been respecting a lot of levels lately, and I think we can use all these levels for really you know, trading for this week at least. You can see here, even this 333 area has been well respected. That 333 area was previous all-time high. You know, not this last time, but you know, this I think we actually made it on this day here on Thursday. And so we had this previous all-time high and now we're holding it. So what I would be looking for is us to get back up to the supply zone, possibly retest it, because we have about 25 points or so until we can get back up to this level. So what I would be looking for is for bulls to get back above this 350, and then we can possibly test. I mean, we really don't have any levels, maybe this 356 area, but we have a clear shot into this 63 level, which is where this supply zone starts. And then, you know, obviously we have all-time highs that we set in play yesterday. So if we can clear all-time highs, I mean, again, we'd be in no man's land, but you know, that's kind of what the bulls have been proving lately. Right now on book maps, I see some sellers sitting at that 6360 area. So pretty much where the supply zone would start. And then up until, let's see, we really don't have anything through that. I mean, you could argue at 6375, which is essentially where our all-time highs are sitting. But you know, I think those levels, those sellers will start to come into play once we clear those areas to the upside. But we don't really have much going on Bookmap. 63.35 is also a level to the downside that we do need to hold. Again, that's the area that we held in the pre-market here. So we are kind of forming, it looks like we're trying to break it right now, but you guys can see this downside trend line that we had here, that we did break above it here. So we are above VWAP. I'm actually not even going to draw that because I don't want to confuse you guys, but we are above VWAP here on ES for 1 hour. On NASDAQ, we are also sitting above VWAP. And for me, I think on NASDAQ, like I said, NASDAQ is a little bit of a stronger one. We do have this nice trend line that we put in from Friday. So, for me, I would be looking for a respect of this trend line, looking for a respect of this 1 hour demand zone that we have here. We also have this 3 hour supply zone. So we're kind of sandwiched in between the two. I kind of said this yesterday, but whenever we have a big move the day before, it typically gets a little bit harder to trade because we're now stuck in this range, right? We're stuck in between this, 425 area all the way down to this 225 area. So it's really like a 200-point zone that we need a breakthrough. And so for me, I would be looking for, and again, not to say that you couldn't find a decent trade or any sort of scalps like that, but for me, I tend to see that when we get big moves, we get a little bit of choppier price action. Again, we do have, I think Powell is currently still speaking. I don't actually have any sort of news reports up right now, but he might be currently speaking. And other than that, in terms of data, so we do have the Richmond Manufacturing Index coming out at 10 a.m. Eastern. And then we have, that's actually pretty much it. That's pretty much it for today. So watch that 10 a.m. candle. I know that Nick likes to draw a little line on his chart, a vertical line during when that data is going to come out, so that we can all be reminded that if we are in a trade, if we are in a position, to make sure that we have our stops in place. But that's essentially what I'd be looking for today on ES and the NASDAQ. Again, NASDAQ right now kind of forming this trend line that we did end up breaking to the upside. We are above VWAP. So this is kind of the range that I'm looking at. I would look for a potential rejection of this 390 level. And right now, I don't see too much going on. We do have on Bookmap some orders sitting at this 345 level all the way up, and then we have another one at 365. So 345 and 365 are going to be the two areas on Bookmaps that we possibly get some reactions in. And then other than that, I'm really trying to zoom out here. I don't really see too much, but again, that can all change once we start getting to these zones and really start noticing the price action in those areas. But yeah, kind of liking where ES actually is. I would be looking more for ES to play a downside move and NASDAQ for more of an upside. So that's kind of where it gets tricky, is when you have these sort of divergences. Obviously, we're sitting above VWAP right now on both futures, which is good. But, like I said, ES has been kind of the weaker one, the weakest link, if you guys remember me talking about that. But yeah, we are really just in this range. So I want to see more continuation. If we can find acceptance below, Friday's low, I would look for Friday's low to break potentially on ES. We do have a lot of room to the downside if we can break Friday's low. Otherwise, obviously look for bulls to essentially take this move back up and make new all-time highs. That's kind of what I'm looking for today. So a little bit more cautious. I want to see price develop a little bit more, get that opening range in, and then kind of go from there.
All right, absolutely. So we'll take a very quick look here at GC and CL as well. Gold here is in full breakout mode. Very strong pattern that developed up here, guys. A classic break, retest, and go. All right, so what we mean by that is 3,400, and again, this level is a little more approximate. It's more of a range from 96 to 400. But we broke through that area with strong price action, and we brought it back down to this in the overnight Asian European session, and we confirmed at that point. So again, buyers first took us up to and through the 3,400 level. At that point, again, I'm not saying sellers took over, it was just some profit taking, but price retraced down to that 3,400 level. And yet again, buyers stepped in and took us higher. So that's a very strong confirmation pattern of a break, retest, and go. So gold is in full on breakout mode now. We're basically in short-term highs. I don't know if we're actually in monthly highs yet. If we get back, yeah. So we are in July highs for gold. So we'll see where we head for that. Oil. Oil's, it really is. I've been watching oil on this show pretty closely. I've been looking for an excuse to get into oil, and I just really can't find it. The hourly chart here has been kind of a mess for the past couple of days. For me, the best case scenario is a breakdown below 65 and another test of that 64 level. I don't know if we'll get all the way down there. Oil never really takes a backseat in the markets, but it feels like it's taken a little bit of a backseat to the indexes and gold over the course of the past couple of sessions. So we'll keep an eye on that. I believe we've got some OPEC stuff coming up as well. So we will be watching that. So Nick, I understand we got some giveaways that are going to be coming up in a few minutes.
Yes, sir. We actually have a bunch of giveaways today. But the first one we're going to do at 9 a.m. sharp. Okay. We need to hit a little like goal here. We're currently sitting at, let me refresh to have the current number. We're sitting at 151 likes with 384 people. So let's get the stream to 271 likes. Okay. So if you haven't already, smash that like button. It's absolutely free and it gets you the chance to win a 50K growth account or even a 150K growth account for just that first flash giveaway that we're going to do at 9 a.m. sharp.
Where do you come up with these like numbers?
Yes.
Yeah, it's okay. All right. I appreciate that. Are you planning on running for Congress? What kind of answer was that?
Yes.
Yeah. No, the answer to that one would be 2.
Yeah.
42.
What was that? And I don't know if you guys ever read The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, but it was like the answer to the mystery of life was 43 or something, but they don't remember the question. It was the theme throughout the books. Yeah.
That was so long ago. Yeah,
it had the best opening line in literary history. So it was in the beginning, the universe was created. This was widely regarded as a bad move and hated by everybody.
Yeah,
or something along those lines. But yeah, 42 was okay. Yeah, that's a good. I couldn't get into the movie, but the books were really good. Although they go off the rails.
Man,
book 3, which is a lot like hour 3 of this show. So
yeah.
But guys, we have joining us in about 30 minutes will be Joey Morgan. So he's our normal Tuesday guest. And again, just to have somebody else from the Midwest is nice because we love Nick over there in Europe and Miriam in the LA area. So we've got to have some good old Midwestern guys on here that cut their grass and throw meat on the grill. So we'll be talking barbecue. No, we'll be talking trading, of course, when Joey joins us. And then it is Tank Tuesday, so Tank will be joining us a little later in the program.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, all right. So I've just been we just got a little breaking news in the background chat, which I wish we could share today's with you. It's been gold so far. Vinny, aka Gandalf, the COO. Here at Tradeify will be joining us at approximately 10:15 Eastern. So boy, we got 3 guests today. So I guess I can just shut the fuck up for the next few hours then.
Shut your mouth, Matt.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah. Well, we can share later what was going on earlier, but
we will. At the very end of the show, the last 5 or 10 minutes, we're gonna share what happened at the Open that had us. I barely kept it together for about 5 straight minutes. It
was way too good.
Yeah, it was good. I had to keep my eyes on the camera because if I looked at you two in the stream, I would have lost it.
And I had to talk right after. Oh
yeah.
Man.
I would have preferred to do that rather than try to sit here and not piss myself laughing. So yeah, we'll share what happened at the beginning there. It's a lot of stuff goes on behind the scenes. So thank goodness we have our ace team of Lil D-Gen and producer Drew to keep us on track.
Really throwing people off in the back here. But no, we're for sure. We're excited. We're excited for today. Obviously, Coach Tank, we got Joey. And yeah, I'm excited to see what the market's gonna do. To be honest, I don't really have a bias. I mean, we're really just sitting in the midpoint range right now from yesterday. I mean, really look at it for NASDAQ. ES, like I said, a little bit of the weaker one. So it makes it a little bit difficult to form a bias because for me, I feel like every single dip is getting bought by the bulls. Mm-hmm. And so you can't help but get in on that, right? But also, in terms of making these new highs, I mean, it's also hard to gauge like where to take the trade, because we're getting into no man's land, right? So it's a lot easier when you have these data points. I kind of said this yesterday. I ended up, when I took the trade, I took it like right before the market opened, got in at like this 334, 335 area. And I did not hold this obviously throughout this whole move, but it's, it's one of those where I kept trailing my stop, because you really have no idea where price is going, right? We made all-time highs. We continue to make all-time highs as I was holding this trade. And it's just one of those where you gotta be diligent with it, right? You gotta look at like, all right, where could price potentially come back down to? And at the time, we didn't really have.
Miriam, sorry for interrupting, but your mic is cutting out again. You've
Really?
got to move it closer, probably.
Oh no, am I fired?
Because if you're dropping gold, like, I want people to hear it. And yes, you're fired, actually.
It's just,
I feel like I'm gonna be.
that's a great first question.
I feel like I'm gonna be like making out with my mic if I'm like super close to it. Like, I don't know if my husband's not gonna be appreciative of that, but
Well,
is this better? Is this better?
Yeah, much better.
Okay, well, I'm like pretty much touching my mic with my mouth. So, okay, well, what I was trying to say is, I don't know what I was trying to say. Oh, anyways, well, we made these highs 320, right? Those were previous all-time highs, not session highs, but pre-market highs. And now, we're kind of hovering above it. So yesterday, the reason I took that trade yesterday was 23.222 was also previous all-time high. And so you can see here right at this level, we really just like held this beautifully. And now we kind of developed this 1 hour demand zone that we did come back down here and touch. So it's not the freshest zone. I still have it on here just for visual purposes, but you can see here we kind of tapped into it. Now we're respecting this trend line, and we're back up above this in this halfway point. So what's my bias for today? I would say for NASDAQ, I would actually be a little bit more bullish. Yes, I'm a little bit more cautious to take the trade to the upside. However, that can obviously, you guys know, that can change very, very quickly as the market starts to open here. So that's why for me, it's going to be more important today to make sure that we we let that 15-minute opening range develop. So let's see where we go from there.
All right, so we are about to queue up our first giveaways of the day. Boy, Nick, what you got to think of a really good keyword.
A really good one. Let my brain work.
Oh God, no.
Let it cook.
No, not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. Wouldn't be prudent.
Wouldn't be prudent.
Wouldn't be prudent. Who was that? That was Dana Carvey that did those. As Bush Senior, Hurricane Andrew, not my fault.
I don't know that, but
oh, it's old SNL, classic SNL. You kids these days.
Man, I need to go back to SNL from the 70s and watch those, because
70s? That was like the 90s. Good Lord. You kids, I'll tell you. You damn kids.
Oh, Lord. All good.
Matt, I tried to come up with something really creative, and my brain is just like, you know that scene from Simpson where there's like the monkey in the head? It's just doing this and the backflips. That's pretty much what's going on in my brain right now.
Oh, man. Well, we're waiting on you.
Yeah, I mean, the whole show and all of our viewers are waiting on you to pick.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Nick.
I said 9 a.m. sharp. It's 8:55. So
you're still fired.
Keep waiting. Keep waiting. We are gonna do it. We are gonna do. Where are we sitting at with the likes? Even we're sitting at. Let me refresh. Sitting at 324. Oh, nice. Let's go. That's good. That is good. First one is gonna be a flash giveaway, and the other ones are gonna be marble wrists. We're gonna have a couple of those today. I hope Vola gets eliminated as usual, and I'm excited for those. So, okay, yeah, you're on to something. That was pretty good. Sunflower was pretty good, but that's not the keyword. Let's actually set the keyword now. As usual, guys, in order to participate for the giveaway, you have to like the stream, you have to be subscribed to the channel, and you obviously, once I drop the keyword, only type it once, okay? Not twice, not 3 times, not 4 times, because you are gonna get disqualified, okay? The keyword is, somebody literally almost got it. It is, oh no, somebody did get it. Holy frick, Simpsons monkey.
Someone
That is
actually
crazy. Somebody actually got it.
Who got it?
Gara
Wow.
RSL.
Wow.
That was impressive.
Wait.
Is he in our background
Yeah.
chat?
I don't know. Maybe it's background Nick's alt account.
Yeah.
It's his girlfriend. Or no, his fiance now.
That is crazy. Congrats, Gara. I'm guessing the keyword, which doesn't do anything, but it was cool.
Oh man. Well, what did our polls say too? Let's see what the bias is. 45% bullish, 26 bearish, and I don't even know.
Yeah,
what
what
that
is that? Background Nick, explain.
Hong Kong money locked up with Greece
With shit.
shit.
It's kind of like, I don't know. It's probably just degen. It's bullish, bearish, or degen. Either direction.
Yeah. You know, who knows what's going on in Lil D-Gen's head today, or is that background, or is that producer Drew? Oh, that's the yeah. Those are Drew's.
Must be little degen. If there's a monkey involved in trading, it's definitely little degen.
Did you just call him a monkey?
Yeah, that's
No,
that's
no,
kind of shitty, man. He's a nice dude.
All right, I'll leave.
Monkeys
fired
don't wear
again.
monkeys don't wear pants that tight. So
Oh, monkeys don't wear pants at all. Anyways,
I don't even think he knows when when he shared that photo in the thing, and I asked him if we could share it on stream. He said sure. That Tank was on that day. He wasn't even here, and we were roasting his pants. So Tank like took a shot with like unprompted. I'm like, all right, well, if he's going in, I'm going in too.
what's happening now?
No, big props to Background Nick behind the scenes and all the team that puts our stuff together here. Obviously, they do a fantastic job and hopefully create a great product for you guys. And at least our screen doesn't have more blank space than a Taylor Swift album.
Oh, man. All right, Drew, whenever you're ready, feel free to pull up the randomizer. Currently, we're sitting at how many entries? 326. Let's get this to 333. And then we pick. Three is the magic number. And Miriam would say, oh my God, it's an angel number.
Wow, your Miriam's getting better. That's impressive.
Needs a little work. But
I'm absorbing every day.
The next time we're like, if we ever do the show on location or something, Miriam's gonna give you her phone. You can call her husband and be like, "Hi, baby."
Oh,
when she's drunk in the club, but she needs to check in with him.
oh man.
Ah, nice. All right. So 332. Well, one more. Come on, one more Simpsons monkey. There we go. All right, Drew. Let's pick the winner for a 150K growth account. It goes to Saru's Traded. Damn, that's already again somebody who won. I think last week, yeah.
Oh, nice.
It pays to show up every day here, guys.
Pays to show up every day. You can win multiple times. Saru's Trader, make sure to type something in the chat really quick. You just won a 150K growth account if you type hello. I don't know. I'm probably going to end the stream right away.
Either I'm dyslexic or I definitely read that as source trader. Saru's. Okay.
It's Saru's. But hey, he hasn't typed in the chat yet. Oh, There he is.
Or she. You don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it said bye in the chat, so it could be anything. That was the first winner. Congrats. Make sure to add your email to your YouTube channel description. And then the second one is going to be for a 50K growth account. So let's re-roll, Drew. That goes to Krishna's Trading. Congratulations. You won a 50K growth account. Make sure to type something in the chat. And also, add your email address to your YouTube channel description so we can reach out to you and send you your code, which Nick is going to do today. As far as I heard, he needs to wait on the codes due to the website migration. But as soon as he has those, he will send them out ASAP.
Very cool.
Congrats, guys.
All right.
See, that is the kind of comment that I expect. It's like somebody saying like, wow, or like, oh shit, sick, or like, let's fucking go.
Hello.
They're like, hello.
Hello.
Hello. Oh
We're
man.
just trying to be polite. It's okay.
Nice. Very, very nice. All right, what do we see in the market? We're back at daily open here on NQ.
NQ pushing right up to that. The +1 standard dev is right at about 340, guys, and we rejected that about 30 minutes ago. So this is an area we need to push through. And guys, this, we are now in a market environment where we have to be paying attention, basically from about 30 minutes before New York open through the first couple hours of the New York Open, because as we saw yesterday, and as we've seen a lot in the last couple of weeks, the price action really starts to pick up 5 to 10 minutes after the 9 o'clock hour, right? So coming up here in the next few minutes. Now, I say that, and today could be the day we wait until 5 minutes before. But as I've told you guys over the past couple of years of my career, I've noticed that the time where the New York session really starts to get into effect is actually now becoming before the New York session itself. We're getting bigger and bigger moves, more volatility and more range in that 30 minutes before the New York Open at 9:30 Eastern than I've ever seen in my career. So we like that. It gives us more time to trade. So we'll see what happens. But I think we're either going to reject down to VWAP at this point, or I don't know. Maybe we could stall out here. I don't think we go retest VWAP before the Open. But again, it's just a theory, working theory.
Yeah. It's going to be an interesting session for sure. I mean, that's why, obviously yesterday we saw a massive rip that didn't seem to want any sort of pullback, pretty much like a 200-point handle from the Open. And, in those sort of days, you just got to let it go unless you're already in a trade, let it go, try to get in on some sort of pullback, which, I'm looking on the 15-minute here. You guys can see these were just strong green candles all the way up to this 424 area. But same thing with ES, obviously a nice big move, which, wasn't actually backed by any sort of news catalyst or anything. This was all just purely technical. I don't know if this is profit taking. This is performance from managers, hedge fund managers. But we're looking at this potential to continue to the upside here. Start just continuing these highs now that we're in.
Miriam, you got to make out with your microphone more.
I gotta do something about this because I am not making out with my microphone today. This is not what we're doing.
Definitely not without your husband's permission. Then it just gets weird.
Take me out to dinner first for that.
Then he comes home and he's looking at the microphone out of the giving it the side eye, and it's just like the microphone goes back to his wife with lipstick. It's just a bad situation all around. By the way, Miriam, I'm sorry, I have to point out when you were saying let it go, contractually we're obligated to sing those words. So the next time you say that, you got to do it in what movie was that? The Disney Frozen. Frozen. You got to do it in that style. So sorry, it's in our contract.
I need a blonde wig for that. But all right, guys, I'm gonna try this again. I might need to unplug for a minute here, and because I had to get all my setup back once I got back from my my Vegas trip here. So apologies that my mic is having some issues here. So I will get that fixed. But in the meantime, I will get as close as possible to my mic. Okay.
Sounds so much better.
Okay. Whew. All right, let's try this again. But in terms of, I pretty much said what I needed to say in terms of where we're sitting with the NASDAQ. You know, I like to ramble when it comes to the markets, but yeah, we're really just sitting in this range. I think every dip is getting bought here. ES, these levels to the downside are going to be this 335 level, call it 330, right? 330 is really what I'm looking at for any potential downside break. NASDAQ is going to be that 222 level from yesterday's low, essentially. So that's what I'll be looking at for any sort of downside move in case bulls really just get exhausted here and you know we start noticing no more dips getting bought in the interim. Not to say that this is going to be a continuation by any means. I think, you know, if we do get some sort of pullback, it'll quickly reverse itself. I think we are really in a strong bullish market right now, and so I wouldn't get too comfortable in any sort of shorts that you do take. But again, this could all change in terms of any sort of news catalyst coming out, any sort of you know, anything like that will really could it potentially trigger the market. But yeah, we just have to keep our head on a swivel. So
yeah, absolutely. Maybe your mic knows you were talking into another mic in Vegas. Maybe that's
I wasn't. I've been loyal to this mic.
Okay, well, I mean,
Okay.
you know, some mics have mental issues. That's
clearly
just, you know, I mean, just tell it. Listen, Mike, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. So
yeah, it's treating me wrong right now, but get it fixed.
So you want to talk into another mic? I got something for you today.
Yeah.
Enjoy not sounding clear.
Enjoy breaking up. Oh man.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, you know, it is what it is, guys.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. So we had some pretty good movement overall yesterday, guys. I'm anticipating the same today. I know we barcoded a bit towards the end of the show yesterday, but it wouldn't be a Tradeify TV stream if we didn't. So today, all I'm asking is give us some good trades in the first hour, because then we've got Joey Morgan coming. Well, he'll be with us into the open. And Tank, and apparently Gandalf is jumping on later. This is man, we got a jam-packed show today. I'm very excited.
It's gonna be good.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And then if Miriam kills it like yesterday again, then it's gonna be full circle.
And you know what's the best part about any of us, but especially Miriam killing it, is if you look at the top of your screens, the P&L of any of our trades in our Tradeify Live account will be right there. So don't trust any stream that doesn't put those up.
Always. And all that money that you see there is actual live, real money. Not like prop money, not funded money, actual USD. USD. And yes, we are shorting every marbles race, of course, but that's with the house account.
Yeah, Lil DGen already said he's going to do that.
That's hilarious. He actually made money on that yesterday. Again, not financial advice, guys. Do not be.
Nope.
He was going in on because someone challenged him and said he should take one mini instead of micros.
Yeah, he is now taking minis for every marble race. One mini short. We are rejecting this daily open again here on NQ. That was actually where I took my first trade during the London session. This is pretty much the exact same setup. Interestingly enough. Thinking about taking this again, honestly.
All right, is this better?
No, now your gain is
not even a little bit.
Your gain is gone. We can't hear you anymore. So bad.
All your gains are in your trading account, not your microphone. And she's fired.
Yeah.
Again. You're quickly catching up with getting fired, Miriam. Good job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I figured we should keep that stat next to our P&L on the top there.
All right, you guys got to help me out. Is this better?
Sounds better for now.
This is riveting right now. Live sound checks while we're streaming.
Can you hear me now? Good.
Oh God, don't bring that commercial back.
Didn't that guy went from he was carrier hopping for a second.
Yeah, he went to it was like T-Mobile or something. I don't even remember his name.
Trader? What's wrong with you?
They never gave him a name. That was Flo from Progressive, Jan from Toyota, who was the other one? I don't remember. But so yeah, I mean, you got to give him a name.
The Mayhem guy.
God, he's great.
Yeah,
he's really good.
All right, this has got to be better, guys. Please.
It sounds better for now.
For now, okay. Because usually I don't have to be getting this close to my mic. You guys can hear me usually pretty well.
I'll call you out as soon as
Rex with a good question
again.
there. How do tech issues factor in your trading? Well, obviously, it doesn't matter for our trading if a microphone's not working. But honestly, guys, I've said this before on the show, you should always be very comfortable with the tech that you're using. I have a rule that if the internet blinks more than once, I'm done trading for the day. So, it's not uncommon sometimes, especially if you live for Comcast or Spectrum, that you'll be sitting here and, things will lock up for 5 or 10 seconds. For me, that's a yellow light. And if it happens again, I'm done for the day because I can't risk being into a trade and having a stop order not make it in. Or, if little internet blips are, as they occasionally are, prelude to the whole damn thing going out, you don't want to get caught in those situations. Thankfully, it's only happened to me once. Thankfully I was with a live brokerage firm that I could get somebody on the phone, and I actually checked. It was 1 minute, 37 seconds to close all my trades. But there's nothing you can do about that. If you're in an eval or a sim funded account and there's no brokerage to call. So if there's any tech issues, you're not 100% confident your tech's going to stay up or your internet's, lagging or whatever today, be very careful. I'm not 100% saying don't trade, but definitely reduce your position sizes. So I also saw somebody asking about Bitcoin. That's not something we look at very heavily in here. Maybe we'll start. But if if you're playing a breakout in something, you just gotta find the entry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, guys, we want to hit 17K subs today because when we do, little DGen always goes to the bosses and asks for more giveaways. So we'll be happy to do that. But we'll keep doing them every 1,000 up to 20K, and then 20K we're in the big time now. So we gotta pause those. So or at least do them every 5K at that point. So we are 18 minutes from the New York Open, and I'm anticipating some good trading today, team.
Do you have a bias?
Right now, how do you have anything other than a bullish bias when we're at or near all-time highs? That doesn't mean every single trade I take will be, or if I find a good setup, will be long. But I think it's got to be this is the market environment where you're holding longs for a long time. If you're shorting, that's great. But make sure to see green, take green in that situation. So,
yeah. Like I said, any sort of shorts, I'm a little bit weary of. Staying too long in, and that's usually shorts in general, right? Any sort of downplay move that I take, we always say bulls take the stairs, bears take the window. Usually they're more momentum moves, they're quicker moves. It's not so often that you see a downside move continue and just we haven't really been seeing that, right? Like any sort of downplay is going to be quickly bought up, and so that's where I stand right now until bears prove me otherwise, right? So for me, I'm not looking for any sort of, if it is going to be a short play, it's going to be one where I quickly trail my stop, again, not overstaying my welcome on these, and I'm going to be extra patient on taking those downside moves. But if we start to continue like breaking these bigger levels, we could possibly see some areas get broken to the downside. I don't anticipate that happening. Again, we might, if we get like a news catalyst or something, that could always change. But right now I would expect, every dip to get bought essentially. So again, that 15 minutes going to be important today, I think.
I see Joey getting ready here in the back end. Matt, your favorite bald friend is coming.
Hell yes, man. Midwest represent.
I love it.
We're gonna bring him on as soon as he's ready.
Yeah, you guys can keep your Europe and your LA. We'll take the Midwest. Even though it's scorchingly hot here right now.
It's hot everywhere.
Oh, we're hitting heat indexes in the triple digits for the next few days here.
Well, and you guys have the humidity, so
yes, the air you can wear.
Yeah, see, being in Vegas where the heat is dry, I would actually prefer the humidity heat. I can't do dry heat. It's not good for my skin. It's not good for my sinuses. All the above.
It's not good for my skin.
I hope somebody clips that.
Just not the beginning of what happened earlier. That would be great.
Oh man.
All right, so we are 15 minutes to the New York Open. In just a couple of minutes, Joey Morgan's going to be jumping on with us, and we will see what's on his mind on this Tuesday.
Let's see.
I don't know, Lucho. I actually enjoy being in Florida. I like Florida. The humidity doesn't bother me. It's just I don't know. It feels. I know people say it makes them feel sticky, but not me. Not me. I like it. Good for my skin.
Oh my goodness.
All right.
Good Lord.
let me set the next slide.
Stay tuned tomorrow. Miriam will be bringing you her skincare routine at the opening of the show.
I was gonna say, you guys didn't know this was turning into a skin routine.
Oh my goodness.
Well, let me just set up the next slide call here so we don't dive too deep into that. But we're currently sitting at 479. We want to do, for the next giveaway, we're going to do another 50K growth account and a 150K growth account. Not now. We're going to do it after we trade the open. But in order to do that giveaway, let's get the stream to at least, bare minimum, 651 likes. 651 is the goal.
651. You and these numbers.
Yeah, that is actually a very important number. If you can't figure out why, yeah, you suck.
All right, guys. So it is Tuesday, and it is 15 minutes before the New York Open, which means we are joined by our good friends of the show here and fellow Midwesterner. I'm not going to point out that we're both bald as well. That's just, but anyway, Joey Morgan joins the program once again. Joey, it is great to see you. How you doing this morning?
What's up? How we doing?
What's up, Joey?
Morning, Joey.
Oh, man, it's a good day.
I like to see
day.
the black tees on the stream today.
Oh, yeah.
We're completely just like shutting Nick out, but
There we go. Nick, what happened?
I know what happened.
Well, I'm the only one who's consistently sticking to his style,
Oh, okay.
That's
Style.
Yeah, well,
Style.
the YT style.
The white T style.
I think whoever designed your wardrobe designed one of our competitor stream layouts. It's very similarly boring.
Just plain and boring.
Oh shit! Am I thinking out loud again? Damn.
You and
it's
Joey
Black Tea
definitely
Tuesday.
coordinated. You and Joey definitely coordinated today.
Yeah, it's a Midwest thing.
It is because this is what we wear when we're inside and cool before we go just sweat balls outside for 2 or 3 hours afterwards.
Or it's a bald guy thing. Can be whichever one you want it to be.
Well, we have natural cooling though, so that helps
yeah.
as well. I mean, that's my story. I'm sticking to it.
Real ventilated up there.
I love it.
Anyway, so how's your trading week going so far?
It's okay. Pretty much, I like to say just kind of break even on the week. I was down yesterday, 150 on the day. So not really, not really real red, not green. Kind of just
Joey,
even.
this is YouTube. You never admit your losses. You just say I made Lambo money, and you flash it around on social media. You're doing it wrong.
And I moved to Miami.
Yeah. That's it.
That's awesome.
No,
Okay,
we were red yesterday, 150 on the day, and so nothing real big, pretty manageable. We'll see.
Green is green.
It brings,
But it's 150 per account, right?
150 per account. Yeah, all 5 accounts, 150.
I mean, that's significantly more than just 150.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like to. Yeah, I mean, you could look at it that way, but I mean, my green days are usually 300, 400, 500 per account, right?
Yeah.
And so my red day yesterday being minus 150. Or if you look at that per account, that's significantly smaller than like what my green days usually are. And so
is that intentional? Are you consciously trying to hit a certain risk reward ratio, or is it just I let my winners run, cut my losers short, and I don't overthink it?
I cut my losers pretty quickly. That's something I've done, I think, pretty well at lately, and so it's helped me keep my risk small, keep good risk management. Does that sometimes turn around and bite me? Yes, but I'm okay with that, right? Sometimes I'll cut my losers before maybe they even hit my stop loss. If things just don't look great in the trade, and I just don't see a reason for me to stay in it, a lot of times I'll cut it short before we even go to my stop loss. And so again, sometimes that can turn around and bite me, but I'm okay with that.
Well,
Yeah.
if you haven't bailed out of a trade that turns and runs dramatically in your favor, are you even a trader at that point? Because that happens to each one of us at least 1 or 2 times a week, if not more.
Yeah.
But the time you don't do it, it'll go. Again, I like the philosophy. You're right or you're right out, and you may miss out on an occasional winner with that, but then there's going to be some that reverse pretty hard on you, and they can blow out account. So. It's like we say on the show almost every day, rather wish you were in a trade than out of a trade. So what are you looking at heading into the open here? What's popping up on your charts?
I'm looking at a couple levels. One, just up there at all-time highs, of course. Gotta look at that. And then 2, just London levels down here. London level at, what would it be, 267. So watching the lows there. Also, I'm going to watch the low at 226. So a few levels there that I'm watching for. I'm just gonna wait for price to go give a little test and look for a reaction at those levels.
Nice. Yeah, we had quite a big move yesterday. And it's often hard to find these sort of trades. Like once we get kind of in this range, I find that a lot of traders use the range essentially, and it sounded kind of like you're using that to an extent, but like the pre-market action is going to give us levels, but also when we're trading in such a big range, do you find that price tends to be a little bit choppy, or like for example, if we were to come down to this 267, the lows, the pre-market lows, how would you trade something like that, given that we are kind of like, we made this massive move yesterday?
Yeah. I mean, I love sweeps of those levels and reversals out of them, right? The NAS is notorious for doing that.
Yeah.
And so especially on those London levels or even Asia levels, if we have good levels from Asia session, I'll wait for price to sweep those levels, get a strong close back within it, and look for strength in that sense. Vice versa on the highs up there. If we get up there to all-time highs and we sweep those, right, and then we get a weak close back within them, I might look to take a short.
Yeah. Okay, nice. So kind of looking to play within the range, depending on how price reacts.
100%.
Okay, and then do you look for, like, what kind of close candle do you look for? Are you looking at like the 5-minute, the 2-minute?
Yeah, if I can get if we're at all-time highs, if I can get a weak 5-minute close back within and things are starting to feel pretty heavy from that point on that 5-minute, then yeah, I'm going to take that short.
Okay, great. Well, hopefully we see some sort of good action today.
And you're a bear, so you love you love the short. You want to get that short play from those highs, don't you?
I do. I mean, I like the idea better of shorting closer to the highs, of course, but I can't help myself sometimes. When we get the move, but I'm with you. I'm actually with you. You are absolutely right. We do tend to get more. It is, Nasdaq especially is more notorious for getting those bounces rather than getting the flush through, and even for that level that you did mention in terms of the pre-market lows here. I mean, we are sitting at this demand zone as well, so I would be more inclined to look for a bounce rather than taking the short play. So that'll be something that I have on watch. But again, anything can change. I think we talked about these levels too. Of this demand zone sitting where that London low is, but then we also have quite a bit of room down through this demand zone, sitting until that 222 area. So yeah, for me, I would expect a bounce. That's where I also have my trend line. We have VWAP that we could potentially bounce back up to, but yeah, I mean, it's going to be a patience day for me, at least. I don't know how you kind of treat these sort of days, Joey, but it's definitely going to be a day that we look for this opening range to develop.
Yeah, it's going to be a patient day for me too. The thing with, also thinking about it too, like, shorting all-time highs, it's so hard to do, right? I mean, it's easy to do, but it's hard to do at the same time. It's like, cause you probably shouldn't, but you really want to, cause it's like, why could it go higher? Is it going to go higher? Why is it going higher? So I want to take the short. Yesterday, I had a setup play, and I didn't take it because we were at all-time highs. I'm a big initial balance trader. I love failed auctions on the initial balance. And yesterday we had plenty of them, and I didn't take either of them because they were at all-time highs. Yeah. And I didn't want to short at all-time highs. So it's like, I let them go. But man, it's so tough. I am not a fan of all-time highs.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have much data to go off of.
It's so hard. So hard.
Yeah. Well, that's a good thing that you just said too, because I think you and I both shared the same sentiment yesterday. I mean, I took the long, but even if I didn't take a trade yesterday, it would have been okay. And I think, you could attempt, it sounds like you very well managed your risk yesterday. I mean, it's something where as traders, we see something like this, right? We see such a big move and we're so tempted to get into it, but we have to remind ourselves, we have no data points to go off of. And so the best case scenario is really to let price play out, create those data points so that the next day or the coming sessions we can have something to go off of. And that's something that I'd mentioned too. I'm not comfortable really even taking a trade up here. Yeah, it could fit my setup, but I'm not comfortable doing it. And I think that's a big thing as a trader, having the confidence to pull the trigger. And if you just don't have that confidence, it's okay not to take the trade.
Yeah,
and it's absolutely fine to just let price develop, and that could be something that you journal too, and just be like, yeah, this played out, I just wasn't comfortable. And that could be something that if it starts to develop a pattern for yourself, then yeah, you might look at that and say, all right, I need to start finding the confidence. But it's a case by case scenario, and I think like you said, it gets tricky with these all-time highs sitting up here, and now if we continue to pass through these levels, it just gets even more trickier. So it'll be an interesting day for sure, but we'll see what the price. I also like the opening range. I think we all kind of like to wait for the opening range to play out, so it'll be a patience game for all of us.
If you're not confident enough to take the trade, the beauty of trading is that there will always be another opportunity.
Absolutely.
Yeah, very true. That's something that beginner traders especially forget a lot in the beginning. That happened to me, at least. I don't know how it was for you guys, but I always thought, okay, if I don't take this trade, I'm not going to make any money. This is going to be, I have to do this right now. But hey, another opportunity is coming, always.
All right, guys. Well, speaking of opportunities, it's time for us to get ourselves ready for the open, and that means it is time for the opening bell battle.
All right.
Couldn't help yourself there, could you, Miriam? Couldn't help yourself.
I'm still salty.
Again, a tease, guys. If you're here for the very end of the stream today, Miriam's going to tell you about the very open of the stream today. It was pretty funny, and why we spent about 10 minutes desperately trying to keep it together at the beginning of this stream. All right, guys. So we are now less than 60 seconds from the open. Nick, you ready?
Of course.
Miriam, you ready?
I'm ready.
Joey, ready?
Let's run it.
Let's do it. All right, guys. So we are sitting up here at about the 340 level. We're sort of hugging the +1 standard deviation. Not a ton of movement here in the last 15 to 20 minutes like we've seen going into New York Open. So let's see what the markets have in store for us today. Again, guys, not a ton of economic data this week. We do get some earnings cranking up. Powell is, you could say something at any time. The president could tweet something at any time. It is what it is, guys, but that's trading and we love it. So we are now just about 10 seconds away from the opening. Hopefully everybody is ready to go. Yeah, TJ, yeah, we're getting it today. We're gonna get back on the board. Gonna be plenty of green on your screen. All right, guys. 3, 2, 1. Ding, ding, motherfuckers. Here we go.
Let's go. Gotta love that.
Good luck.
We really gotta integrate it into the animation as well.
Yeah, we do. Actually, I kind of like Matt's version of it.
But Matt's version in the animation, that would be sick. But let's focus on the charts now.
All right, so we are coming down to test this VWAP level here on ES, and NASDAQ also trying to test it here. So let's see what we get.
We're still rejecting that daily open for now. That was where I took my first short in the morning during the London session. Now getting a similar move, but I personally wouldn't enter that on the first minute of the New York Open. Depends also if VWAP holds here. VWAP is pretty much at the exact same level as the previous week high, though I expect this to hold, honestly.
Yeah.
If we sing through VWAP there, I'm definitely gonna be watching that London low. They're at
Mm-hmm.
267. See how we react down there.
Yeah, absolutely.
If I can get a good sweep and reversal, I'll be pretty happy.
Same. Kind of like a trend line fake out there, because we do have a trend line coming up from July 18th.
Now it's getting pretty heavy here.
Yep. 300 area being tested as well. We have 285 next if this level breaks. Wow, lots of selling pressure coming in.
Moving and grooving to the downside. Holy.
They are chewing up those bids into the first minute here.
Curious to see how they're going to be reacting at the 85 level. That's also where this trend line is sitting, but we do have some buyers sitting there on book maps as well.
Yep.
You use book maps, right, Joey?
Oh yeah, I love bookmap.
Oh, we're just
selling. We are
orders. Wow.
Melting.
Now at that trend line.
All right, let's see.
We have Asia low at 277 and then London low at 267.50. This should act as a nice area of support. If that goes, then we have room down to first weekly open and then previous day low.
Yeah, trying to test this demand zone here right now.
Wow. What a first 5-minute candle here.
Things might get a little exciting today.
Quite different from what we've been experiencing in the the last sessions.
Yeah, this is why we trade, to get moves like this, even if we're not participating in them. I mean, imagine having a trading stream and right now you're not talking about the markets.
That's awesome.
God damn, I got to stop thinking out loud today. That's kind of crazy.
Yes.
My internal filter is just gone.
Now we love it, Matt. Keep going.
Not gonna lie, I'm tempted for a long here, but I gotta be patient.
Yeah, that would be very aggressive.
The other day on stream, I was talking about going out to Turkey and doing a live IRL stream, getting a hair transplant and trading at the same time.
Oh my God, please do it.
Can I cover the cost of my hair transplant?
I'm just gonna say, Joey, if you go do that, I'm never speaking with you again.
Oh no,
you're in our ranks now.
You're
one of us.
Oh man,
that'll bring the views.
Yeah, won't it?
Yeah, that'll definitely bring views. Oh man. All right, well, we are holding this trend line so far and this demand zone, so this does actually feel like a long trying to set up here, but of course we got to be patient, guys. We got to be patient.
Joe, you're too young for a midlife crisis, man.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So who caught that short? Boundless did. Anybody else in the chat caught that short?
Nice. So I did take that long at that 91 level. This is my personal account, but I'm setting my stop pretty tight. I'm going to set it at the 87. So I actually don't want this coming back down here, but I am long 2 minis on my personal account. 91.25 is my entry. I'm shooting for VWAP potentially here.
Nice entry.
A bunch of people in the chat did. Congrats, guys. W.
Money.
W chat.
Looks like we are trying to actually get this reversal here, so probably going to get stopped out on this trade. Yeah, I just got stopped out, like break even on that.
The trend line is still holding.
Yeah, we could actually get this nice move back up.
I would like to take a short, honestly. I'd like the 300s.
I think these longs want to come in.
You think so?
Yeah. We did have a nice hold of that trend line.
Really want that London low to come into play here.
Yeah, that would be more preferred, I think.
Yeah.
If we came back down and actually sweep those orders. I agree with you.
I think that would give a little bit more of an opportunity for something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So far, no clear direction.
Is
After that first push.
Pal's done speaking? Is he done speaking?
He should be. He
Yeah,
was
yeah.
speaking an hour ago, so.
Oh yeah, okay.
ES rejecting its VWAP levels so far, so this could be another test back down.
Yep. We didn't quite make it to VWAP there, but seller stepping back through, pretty much bring us right back down to 294s. Looks like we could come back down to make some new lows here.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's some liquidity layered up underneath at 87 and 80, and there's nothing immediately overhead till you get above 300.
Yeah.
ES testing VWAP here again.
Yeah, ES getting above VWAP there. Real nice. Looking to see if Nas gets back above 3.6, that little VWAP there is 316. Might have to look at us going back up to testing that 349
Yeah.
level. Buyers gonna step in that strongly. This is one of those days where you just, I just got to be patient.
Yeah.
I feel like you can dive into this and dig into it and all you want. At the end of the day, I think we just need to be patient. Just wait for a good setup here.
Yeah. 300 still rejecting as well here on NQ. ES looks a lot stronger.
Yeah. Yesterday was weaker.
Mm-hmm.
Now stronger, so playing that game again.
Yeah. Here we go. Here we go again. Yeah, ES pretty much back at its open here.
I have noticed the Nasdaq and the ES hasn't really been as correlated lately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've talked about that here too, yeah, which is
Yeah.
great. Two separate trading instruments rather than, when they trade in lockstep.
ES really funny a bit.
Gold just doesn't stop pumping. Gold keeps going.
Oh, wow.
ES is really catching a bid right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, NASDAQ not even at VWAP right now. Still trying to hold above 300.
ES retracing that entire candle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would have liked a sweep. I would have liked a deeper sweep.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we didn't get that, but
It's like Nas gonna come up to this VWAP here. ES might just go might run this up here at 349s on the ES.
Yeah.
Let's see. View up now.
Right at VWAP.
Y'all ever look at gold in the around like 8 o'clock Central?
Mm-mm.
8 o'clock PM Central time?
No. Why? What happened?
Man, you get some good moves on gold at night.
Oh. Oh, really?
Oh, it's super clean. I have a lot of people in my community that trade gold at night.
Interesting.
You get some good movement.
Giving up that 300 level again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, NAS is not doing so great compared to ES.
A lot weaker.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Makes you think if the ES were to get weak up here, how heavy would the NAS get?
Mm-hmm.
I am liking this bear flag here. I'll take an entry on that. Short.
That VWAP retest was beautiful.
So my entry is 93, well 94 actually. 94. Targeting 1 for the low. And then 1 runner.
Very nice. Very nice.
TP
Oh,
one
there you
hit.
go. Good trade.
Nice trade.
The other contract is at break even now.
Very nice. Gonna get this
Moving it
sweep
to
a
the
low.
low.
Yeah, there you go.
Trail my stop and got stopped out.
That
I'll
was
take it.
a very clean trade.
What was the entry?
Entry was at 94, exit at 80.
Nice.
Clean.
2 minis.
Let's go. Oh, time to wrap it up then, huh?
Yeah. All
You guys smart.
Oh, that's great. All right.
It was
yeah.
a very, very clean bear flag on the 1 minute.
Yeah, that looked really clean. Good job.
Thank you.
Almost got that Tesla London low there.
Yeah.
Really want to see that come into play.
I agree.
Where's that sitting at? I don't have that on this chart.
67.
267.
Okay.
Wow. Yeah. ES is really just wanting to hold this right now. I don't like the divergences in both futures right now.
It's tough, especially when you're looking at a short or a potential short on the NAS and the ES holding up. It's like, man,
It's very frustrating. Yeah.
it is. Yeah.
Yeah, because even you could argue that Nasdaq would hold the London lows, ES would hold VWAP.
Yep.
So you could play that for a long. We are really holding on book maps here at the 70, 78, 77 level.
If ES is going to stay strong, I think that increases the probability of us reversing off London lows.
Yeah.
on the NAS.
Agreed.
Especially once we sweep the London lows
Yep.
at 67.50. That is.
About 2 minutes from this opening range here. Developing.
All right, here we go. Again, London low potential sweep.
Mm-hmm.
ES also testing VWAP. Right.
Dump it.
NAS looking just very heavy.
Mm-hmm.
Extremely heavy, yeah.
ES getting a little bit of selling pressure coming in now, testing VWAP.
Yeah.
This is that selling. So yeah, if the ES gets weak, the NAS is probably going to send it just straight down. Next area that I'm watching for is that 224 level.
Yeah, that's exactly the same area I'm looking for.
So now could be a reversal incoming.
Yeah, if we get a strong close above London low there,
Yeah.
I'm gonna look at it.
Yep.
Same.
Same. But it's not looking that good.
Not yet.
20 seconds till this candle closes. Let's see. Yes, still holding VWAP very well. Nice hold
Look at
so
that.
far.
Wow.
Wow.
What a bounce on the ES.
What
there.
a bounce, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we are holding that London low for now, but it's not really a super strong rejection, honestly. Looks like it wants to go further down.
Yeah.
If it makes another run kind of below 60 here, it's got to take out 50. I feel like they just keep heading into this area and can't hold it.
Yeah. Really weak here.
Really, really weak. Yeah, we have the 50-minute opening range. Low, sitting at 59 now. That's established.
ES trying to give up VWAP right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, ES because of VWAP and works on the lows, and NAS will probably just go spiraling.
I'll probably look to take this. Oh,
There's a break off the
Almost
50-minute opening range.
I'm gonna wait here.
Shorts might be the play here.
Yep. Trying to be extra patient here.
Yeah, I am too. I'm getting a little further away from that reversal on London low there.
Yeah.
I mean, the next important level is weekly open at 232.50, and then previous day low at 204, 203.
Man,
Ooh,
we are melting. Yeah, it's getting a lot of weakness coming through here.
Yeah.
What a Tuesday.
I know. I'm attempting this short here. Oh, I got a shit fill on that. Oh god.
It's Tank Tuesday.
35.75 is my entry here.
Oh, here comes that 224 level.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then previous day low is the next one at 203. Well, 204, yeah.
Oh, they're really trying to hold it here.
What's your entry, Mary?
I got a really trash entry. 35.75. Trying to hold this trend line here right now. I think ES, yeah, ES is holding here. If we can clear ES on these lows, I think they have more room to the downside.
I like the NAS just continuing to run here. We're probably. I think we're gonna take out that 224 level.
Let's see.
Could be. I would want a little bit of a retrace first. Not just straight flush it.
Yeah. It's just looking at the ES and how heavy it is, and NAS being the weaker one. It's getting a little dicey.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But at least some sort of a bear flag or entry.
Yeah.
Of any kind, you know. Well, I
That'd
hope
be
for
nice.
Merriam to flush it, obviously, but I want to join too.
Yeah, I want to get in on the action.
Let's see. I'm watching this level really closely here. If we can break. Not proud of my entry. This is not my favorite entry here.
Makes you wonder if we're even going to get a retest on that that 15-minute low, or some sort of retracement to pop in short.
Yeah, maybe we should do a marbles race.
There you go. There's that sweep.
She said marbles race.
Marbles race and it did it.
Market
It
drop.
hurt me. All right, let's see.
Very
200
nice.
on deck here. All right, I'm gonna take one off just to be safe.
Nice.
All right. Moving my stop to break even.
Very nice. There you go.
See if we can
Always
get
a good feeling when risk is off.
Yeah.
Man, good sweep with that 224. I guess the next level would be that one, those 170s.
Now 204 first, which is previous day low.
Yeah, okay. I'm watching what day was that? Was that Fridays? Yeah, Friday's initial balance low.
Yeah, that's at
187.
160.
I'm gonna share my
187.
screen here.
Oh yeah, I see it now.
Sorry, guys.
Then there's also the low at 170 or like 169.50.
Yeah, there were a lot of buyers that stepped in right there below Friday's IB low.
Well, we're
Congrats everybody
definitely
who took that short.
Yeah, I did not. My entry on this was horrendous. But I do like that we did clear that 222 area. Now ES needs to clear this trend line here at 335. We are trying to clear it here. I think if ES clears 335 and then 333, I think we do have some room to the downside here on NASDAQ. NASDAQ can test this 180 area.
Oh, How was my entry at 294? Fuck.
Just a complete absence of buyers here in these last 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's
Orders pop up on Bookmap and they just run to them. That's
Mhm.
we were talking on this show, Joey, that like that's been an on and off thing for the last couple of weeks where sometimes
Oh my god.
we see great
sheesh.
liquidity on the board and we run away from it. We're running right to it now.
yep.
Let's see if we can
Miriam?
get this 80 area.
Miriam, that turned into a very nice short.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, not my entry, but yeah, the short is it's working out. This 84 is getting tested here. I think if we continue, I set my stop to 201. I'm not letting this go.
Matt, do we have any news around that, or is that just random?
There's nothing on the news feed. No.
Yeah, I haven't seen any headlines come out.
No, a news-related move, tariffs or Trump or something, would be quicker than this. This is a slow. I mean, I know it doesn't look like it on a 5-minute chart, but this is a pretty slow, methodical move down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
Oh my goodness.
It is
mean-
going.
We are just melting.
It is going.
All right, next level is 100. Next level after that is 0. So
I mean, it's just so far. It's moved so much now that it's like you just feel like you're chasing it at this point. If I get short,
Yeah.
it's just like, man, I feel like now I'm just gonna let the move just play out and try to find an
you kind of have to at this point.
opportunity
Like,
later.
Yeah.
like I would not be entering this trade right now. This is
No. Old me would be.
yeah, no, I 1000% agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bears took the window, that's for sure. This is what I mean,
you
guys,
go.
by like trailing your stop. Like this is not where I would be. My stop is at 183. Like I am not letting this try to bounce up at any sort of point. I just keep trailing. I just keep trailing. 79 is my stop. Oh my
This
god.
just keeps going. Holy shit.
Wow.
This is as clean a move
The
as we've
days
seen.
I wish I full ported. 63 is my stop. All right, we're going to 100. We're going to 100.
Dang, what a short. Holy.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
$2,000 on one mini, guys. One mini.
That's it.
That's it. Might just exit here.
That's insane.
I mean, NQ is just blowing through levels. It's not even
know.
like catching bids. It's
That-
blowing
so,
through.
well, in this situation, though, I would say there's news. We just don't know what it is. When you see this,
Yeah,
clean-
it feels like it.
yeah, this
All
clean
right.
of a move down.
I just closed that trade.
Nice
Yeah,
trade.
very
Yeah, good-
nice.
good
Stop,
trade.
Nice.
Now I know you made a
Still
good
has
amount
room.
of.
It
how
still has
many-
room.
How many points on that one?
Jeez. From 35 to almost 100 points on that move.
Wow.
This is going, guys. We have room to 100. We really have room to this 100 area.
ES just swept a pretty big level too just now.
How did I sell? How did I buy this? Oh. The entry was so sweet.
This is insane. This is literally the opposite of what we got yesterday.
Yeah.
Mm.
Literally yesterday reversed.
Wow, guys. They're really not letting up on these. I'm sitting here in the pre-market talking about every dip is gonna get bought. And here we are just dropping like 200 points from the open.
Boy, and imagine watching a prop firm stream that didn't catch this move. Wow.
Insane.
There's just no bid in this market right now.
No, there isn't.
There's
There
absolutely
isn't.
none.
We're trying to get one here.
I would
Finally,
argue
a
this is
little
just
bit.
profit taking.
What a move.
I don't think it's catching bids till you get back up above 175 or 200. Right now, I think it's just shorts taking some profit.
That's insane. Like on the 1 minute candles, it's just red.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh,
Yeah,
Well,
that was a quick move.
freaking puke fest over here. Nasdaq's over it. It's like, oh, you want to see me take all-time highs? Let me just reverse this whole move.
Yeah.
All time who?
Yeah.
You gonna make all-time highs? Yeah, go ahead and full port long. Watch
The
what I do.
bears are like, hold my beer.
Yeah.
let me
No,
take
this is something a lot stronger than beer.
Yeah.
The bears say, hold my meth.
Yeah.
Joey knows what I'm talking about. This is the Midwest. I guarantee you.
Joey
there's
knows
a
what you're
meal
talking about.
within 30 minutes of each of our houses.
Chat, for clarity, it's a Midwest day. I don't specifically know what he's talking about.
Well, like I said, I live a little east of the city. If you go just 20 minutes in that direction, yeah, you're in meth country.
Oh no. Oh shoot. Sorry, Drew. I know you hate me right now. I'm trying to share my other screen. Our producer, I keep switching to screens, and our producer's probably like, "Oh gosh."
I could just hear Drew like, "Damn it!"
Wait, is the stream deck still not working, Mary?
You know what? I don't want to talk about it.
Having all kinds of technical.
Yeah, we're having all sorts of tech issues here. So, yeah.
Well. Hey, you know what? We should do another marbles race. I mean, I don't know if we can drop the market any further with marbles, but we can try. So we're currently sitting at 584 likes. Let's get the stream to 651 likes, as I said before. 651, and we're going to do a marbles race for a 50k growth account and a 150k growth account. So smash that like button right now if you haven't already, and we'll be racing shortly.
The thing that was so clean about this trade too, I mean, if you go to my charts real quick, Drew, on the 5 minute here, you can see, like, obviously we got this nice rejection, or this nice clear of the London lows. Okay, that was one. Number two, I had this trend line sitting here, but I was telling you guys about this 222 area. Look how cleanly we came back and retested that on this candle here. That's why I said I got a trash fill, because, in terms for me, like, I was really looking for us to clear this area, but I did get in a little bit early on that trade. I was looking though for this move, and look how we very nicely just retested it and then got the massive sell down. I mean, this candle alone, right? This candle alone was almost, what is that? Almost 100 points. Is that 100 points? I think that it was. Yeah. 100 points on this one candle right here. So, it's like, and the thing is that's so great about these momentum moves is you really don't need a lot of size. I mean, you guys saw me literally get out of that trade for about 90 points on one mini. So, it's really great when you can hold a runner and just trail your stops. But you got to be quick with it. Like, these sort of moves to the downside, I was literally just saying it this morning, like, they're not often that we have them, and here we are having a nice downside move. And now we're just waiting. Now we just got to wait and see, like, where do we find a range? Where do we find acceptance? Or do we just continue to make lows for the day? Kind of an interesting morning so far, though. Interesting morning so far. ES, I will say ES right now, the levels to the downside are going to be this 315, 309, call it 309, 308, and then 300 to like 97 is going to be your zone for ES that we're trying to hold. We're really trying to hold, but still, these rejections are really coming in. I don't know if I'm comfortable enough to take another trade on this, but if we start clearing this 100, I mean, we have room to this 23,030, call it 38, 34 level, which actually I don't even have my 1 hour zones pulled up here. So let me pull these out. Yeah, the 1 hour demand zone will be starting around the 100 level, which is why I think they're trying to hold it here. What are you looking at, Joey?
I'm just letting price play out at the moment. All of my levels have now been blown through that I was watching for, and so now I'm looking at just previous sessions to see what we did as far as like initial balance levels go on those days and reactions from them. I did like, what was it? I did like Friday's initial balance low, and then we blew through it. And then I looked at Thursday. I'm looking at Thursday's now initial balance low. If we get down there, there were some buyers that stepped up there. So watching that now at this point to see if we can get down there. It's at was it 23,069? Looks like
3,069. Yeah, I have that same area. Yeah.
So
yeah.
That's also previous week made at 63.
So if we can get down there and maybe we catch a bid, we'll see. I don't know. Nas is pretty heavy. We're going down and making new lows right now. So
keeps going.
Insane. Absolutely insane.
Joey, I thought you just made a good point there. So you've seen a lot happen in these first 30 minutes, right? So how do you sort of reassess and reorient yourself after a move this big?
I think it just honestly it comes down to patience, right? I mean, if the move happens without you, the move happens without you. In this case, it happened without me. I was not in any of that. So now for me, it's just, all right, the move ran without me. Let's just be patient. Let's look at previous sessions and see what levels we had on previous sessions and see if we can get a test on those. But I think ultimately it's just, grounding yourself in the hurry up and wait mentality.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wild move.
Very wild.
SPX did also fill that gap from yesterday for all my options traders out there. So we are definitely in an interesting area on the indices. But yeah, I would definitely wait for this like 100 area on the NASDAQ because ES, like I said, that level at 315 is going to also be key, which we haven't touched yet. But you guys can see on my charts here, if I go to the 1 hour on NASDAQ, like you guys can see there's this nice little 1 hour demand zone sitting here that we did try to come down to on the same day that we developed it, but we did hold it really well, like really strong play out of this level. So nice basing candle and then a nice move up. We also do have another level below it. I don't like to put my levels too close to each other, but I did have to put that on there because it is something that I want to see on watch too. So this 3 hour basing candle with a nice move above it, that's going to be a key area as well. And we did come down to, yeah. So if we come down to, I would say like 23,100, maybe dip below it, dip into this demand zone and get a nice move back up, I think that will be significant of a potential reversal for the day. Otherwise, if we clear this demand zone all the way down to the 65 area that Joey was just mentioning, we could test again this 50 and then possibly through this 23,000. We have 23,000. I mean, that's really the next key level that we have to potentially hold. But
if we can't go that far down, that would be
anything can and will happen, Nick.
Yeah. Of course,
law of trading, baby.
Of course. That's
something that I'm like, we could dump to freaking, all the way down here.
Are you, hey, Miriam, are you seeing those orders on Bookmap there at 137?
Yeah.
Guys in the chat, just a quick reminder, smash that like button really quick, get us to 651 likes, and we're going to do a marble race for a 50K and a 150K growth account. So if you haven't already, smash that like button.
Yeah, Joey, I was looking at that too. 137.
Yeah.
We don't usually see that many orders on Bookmaps, but
that is a ton.
Yeah.
That's a very unusual there. And there's no reason price shouldn't run directly to it. I'm not saying they got the weight to get through it, but that big a weight on the board, they should be running right to that sucker.
Yeah. It's funny because like these are the sort of moves that I absolutely love. Like I thrive in these sort of moves, but I was also hesitant to take this trade. I'm not gonna lie, like this was a trade that not only did I feel like I got a trash fill on, but I also was like really hesitant to pull the trigger because I've been noticing these dips getting bought. But once you see the momentum start to pick up, you're like, all right, there's no bull in sight. So it's one of those where like sometimes you got to just be aggressive with it and pull the trigger, and other times you just sit it out. You just sit it out and watch, and that's absolutely fine too, and just let price develop. So right now we are trying to consolidate here on the 5 minute on ES, either setting up for another bigger move or a potential reversal here. But right now, for me, I wouldn't be looking for, I would want to see ES get back up above 330 at the minimum. And then, NASDAQ, I would want to see us get back above this 180 area. I think that would signify, not just like Friday's low, at least getting back above Friday's low, but, we have potentially this whole full move to retrace. And we've seen that happen many times. A V-shaped recovery is not something that the market is immune to. So,
yeah. And actually this consolidation zone is a perfect time to run the marbles, because we did hit the like goal here, and we do have Gandalf coming on after. So I really want to get those going, guys. As usual, the rules are you have to like the stream, you have to subscribe to the channel, and once I drop the keyword, only type it once, because if you type it more than once, you will be disqualified. Now, since the market is dumping, the keyword is going to be bears take the window. One word, no spaces in between. Bears take the window is the keyword. Good luck, everybody.
Good luck, guys. Joey, I wonder if we get back to that 162 area, if those orders will disappear.
Yeah, it looked like those orders got moved up a little bit. Someone
Wait,
said
wait. Somebody put an order in without it wanting to be taken? Come on. Doesn't happen. Never.
No, absolutely not.
You said 1,000 up there?
There's 1,000 at 162.
Wow.
Yeah, quite unusual. You don't see that very often.
It's probably Brett playing with the market.
Yeah, it's just a house account.
Negotiating. Oh, man. Yeah, curious to see what we'll do. Yeah, they did move it up, huh?
Yeah, it went from 130. Wasn't it 130s? It was
137, yeah.
Yeah, 137. Now it's at 162.
Interesting. Watch, we're coming up to this area. Let's see.
The 162 is going to be interesting. Drew, whenever we have the first 300 in the marble race, feel free to pull it up.
It's interesting because they moved it as soon as right before price happened, and then it just got pulled.
Did you just see that? Those rats.
It's someone who's spoofing the market.
Those rats. Oh man. If you guys are anyways, what I'm trying to say is there was a massive order on Bookmap sitting there, red wall of sellers sitting at first it was sitting at 137, and then they moved it to 165. 1,000 orders there, which is unusual for Bookmaps. Right when we got to that level, they pulled them. No manipulation. Yeah, absolutely no manipulation.
Now it's back. It's back at 187.
Yep. Wow.
Yeah. That's crazy.
That's just some straight up bullshit right there.
Yeah, somebody's toying with the market.
That's actually nuts.
Somebody's fishing.
That's brazen right there.
That is crazy.
They're pulling the orders right before they get tapped and moving them higher.
What is the purpose? What is the
reason?
To
draw price up there. It's worked twice already. We keep in mind algos and HFTs, some of them are just programmed to go to liquidity. And so buy at 150 and sell at 150.25 in the directional liquidity. You do that 1,000 contracts or 500 contracts, you do that 100 times a day. That's some pretty good profit right there, even if it's just a tick, 2 ticks, 3 ticks, whatever. So when you can do that and draw price action to you, it's like a market cheat code. It's why there, in theory, are laws against things like that. But laws are only as good as they're being enforced.
Crazy.
We did just get the word that Brett bottom ticked that long.
Okay,
actually bottom ticked it.
Like 108 bottom ticked it.
I think so. Nick, what's the entry on that?
Holy shit.
He just sent it. He literally
Brett, you should have stayed in this play, my G. What happened? Nice.
Shit.
5K
nice one,
on
Brett.
that move.
Nice one.
What a trade.
I just want to know what encouraged you to take that trade.
All right, guys, let's run the marble race really quick, and after we're going to have Gandalf himself on. But let's do this marble race. First place gets a 150K growth account. Last place gets a 50K growth account. Last place means the last marble to actually cross the finish line. So, Drew, let's drop him.
Oh, is it a golden pocket trade for Brett? Kind of looks like it.
Looks like it.
Or maybe I'm trying to figure
out. These orders gonna get hit. They actually gonna fill this time.
Look what they did. They dropped it down just a couple of spots and then moved it back up.
They're rats. Literal rats.
That's brazen right there. That's which member of Congress is that?
Yeah, literally. Pelosi, is that you?
Yeah. I don't know if she can click things fast enough anymore.
It just keeps moving up, and now it's at 200.
Now it's up to 200.
That's actually
They're just moving it. Like at this point, it's just
someone's getting fired on this. We just continue up, like
No, somebody's making a lot of money off this is what's happening.
potentially, yeah.
all right. We have the winner here on the marbles. We have the male version of you, Miriam, the curly man.
Hey,
Silvio the curly man. You won a 150k growth account. Make sure to type something in the chat so we see it there. And then as soon as we do have the last marble across the finish line, that person wins a 50k growth account.
awesome.
Well, I think this is a good time to say goodbye to our first guest for today. So, Joey, any parting wisdom for Tradeify TV viewers?
Just be patient on days like today. It's a little tricky. It's pretty heavy price action right out of the gate, and so just be patient. Don't try to force anything or chase. There's always going to be another opportunity. Just like today for me, the trade ran without me. I'm just kind of sitting back and waiting for another opportunity to present itself. So be patient. There will always be more opportunities. If you win the weeks, you win the months, you win the months, you win the year.
That's absolutely it. All right. Well, Joey, I believe we'll see you next Tuesday.
Sounds good. Looking
All
forward to
right.
it.
Have a good week. We'll see you. We'll see you next
Joey.
week.
Yeah.
Thanks,
All right.
Joey.
Hi, Joey.
All right, Silvio, you got to type in the chat here, please. Silvio the curly man. You won a 150k growth account, but you got to claim it. And the last person to cross the finish line was Houston Williams. So congratulations, you won a 50k growth account. Make sure to type something in the chat really quick, and then also add your emails into the YouTube channel description so we can actually reach out to you and send you your free codes. Congrats, guys.
Man, that's so dirty what they're pulling on the
It
order
really
book
is.
right
It's
now.
insane. That is
It
insane.
really, really is. For anyone who's wondering, 23,200 now has those orders. We went from 137 to 187 to now 200. Again, these 1,000 there is just orders for 1,000 orders. So we're really looking for they're looking for this to potentially drop even further, and I can see these orders, they just keep pulling them, which is not at all illegal, not at all legal.
Well,
but no one cares. Why would anyone care when you're making money, right?
Yeah.
All
Yeah, I
right.
mean, if you watch Bookmap, and if anyone wants to try it, I do encourage just whether it's a YouTube stream, whatever, just watch it for like an hour. And it's like everything. It's going to take way more than that to kind of understand what's going on. But when you watch this, you can always notice kind of some of the subtle games that are being played on the order book. This is brazen. Like this is I don't think I've ever seen anything like this. And I hadn't used Bookmap for a year or so until very recently, but I was pretty consistent with her about 3.5 years. Miriam, you ever seen anything like this on the book?
You know what? I'll be honest. I've seen it like once before that I can recall. It doesn't happen often. This is very rare for you to see some sort of order like this. And this is, manipulation at its finest, to be fair. So let's see. And it's really the only thing. It's really the only thing that's on the books right now. I don't see anything else. Like my chart is completely blue how I have it.
well, you know what else I see is that our one and only Gandalf is ready to come on the stream. So let's bring him on. Can we get a welcome Gandalf in the chat, please?
Welcome.
Let's bring him on.
All
morning,
right. What's up?
Hey, good morning, team. How
Good
are we?
morning. How are you doing out there?
All good. All good. It's raining in London, which is not unusual. It's a normal day.
Only on days that end in Y.
No, it's good to be back on again. And I don't want to take us from the chart action too much. So I think I'm only going to come on for 10, 15 minutes. So we'll see how long my kind of spiel goes on for. But I'll try to keep it short. But I just wanted to come on just quickly and talk about Tradeify 2.0 and the migration over to the new site. So just quickly, I'll kind of give a little bit of an update, answer a couple of questions, and then if there's a couple of questions in the chat, we can just get straight into them and answer them, right? So just firstly, before I get into that, just wanted to say big thanks to to the customers of Tradeify, our traders and users, for their patience over the last 72 hours and giving us a little bit of grace to get this new tech infrastructure right, getting it working, getting it in good order. So we appreciate your support. I think we've probably got another day or so before I think we've resolved some of the kind of last remaining issues that are out there. And just wanted to say that, our staff, our support team, I think we've got one of the best support teams in the industry, but they are working around the clock to fix anyone that has any issues with the migration or from last night's report. So, as long as you put in a ticket into support, every issue will get that's been identified. They will be fixed up as soon as possible. And I think by tomorrow, maybe Thursday, but the next 24 to 48 hours, I think we will be back into kind of cruise control, and everything will be as it was last week. So yeah, just again, thanks a lot. It's been an interesting couple of days, but we're coming out on the other end, and I think we're going to have some really cool stuff coming out. So just I've seen a couple questions in the Discord and in the kind of community, and I just wanted to just to answer those couple questions that I've seen kind of frequently asked. And one of them was kind of why has this redesign of the website, why has it been so disruptive, right? And I just wanted to address that because really to answer that, you have to understand that this was not just simply a redesign. It's not a case of taking your car you've got and giving it a fresh paint job. We took the car and we gave it a new kind of lick of paint, so it looks nice, but we also replaced the engine, modernized the engine, we replaced the wheels, we changed out the interior, all from the ground up. So this is not just a new website design. This is the whole tech infrastructure has been moved into a more modern platform. So there was various reasons, but we had to do this where we went from one tech stack to another. So that's why we had this very complicated migration over the weekend. And we ran into a couple of issues. We tested this thing. But there are a couple of situations you can't test for until you go live, and we ran into a couple on Sunday night. But as you've seen, within 24 hours, we've gotten out of that, and we're in a much better place. So as I said at the start, there's still a few issues. We will get to them, and we will resolve it. But this was a really complicated migration that I think in the end we've done. We've come out successfully from. So. That's just that quick question. The other one I wanted to address as well is why do it at all, I guess, right? So I've seen that question. Why the old site was perfectly fine. Why even move to a new, more complicated infrastructure? And I think this is a really good question. And we had a perfectly fine setup last week, and why risk it all, right? So Just I wanted to bring up one mantra that Brett has in his investment strategy, which is no risk, no Rari, right? And he took that kind of approach here, right? So, Tradeify, we're extremely ambitious, and our plan is not only to take over the prop trading market, but it's to take over the day trading market, right? And our tech infrastructure before, it was fine, and if all we wanted to do was be, carry on what we were doing before, it would have been fine. But our plan is to build something bigger and to add lots more tools for you guys, lots more capabilities, more platforms. If you look at one of our biggest competitors, they've been trying to migrate to a new tech infrastructure over the last 6 months, and I think they're only at the end of it. It's taken months, and we don't want to wait 6 months. So we did it over a weekend, right? So it's very ambitious, very risky, but we planned for it. And coming out of this week, we're going to be in a much better place, right? So, just quickly before I give it to the floor and ask a couple of questions, what to expect next is probably the next kind of question you may have, right? So, in the very short term, next few days, we're going to be fixing everything. Like I said, our support team are working around the clock, so hopefully we'll be free of any issues and any kind of minor bugs by tomorrow or Thursday. And then looking a little bit further ahead, lots of cool stuff is coming, right? So if you buy an account with us now on the new site, you're presented for the very first time a platform selection page. So Expect that page to get populated very, very soon. We have one that's already on there that says coming soon. So I think that's quite exciting as well. When you go to purchase, you only got the option of credit cards. We're going to be adding lots more options there. Crypto, ACH, PayPal, etc. Right? We have one of the best journal systems out there. But now in the new site, we can tightly integrate those two things. We can sprinkle some AI capabilities, and you'll be able to get some of the best insights out of any firm, right? So that's in, we're not talking now that we've done this migration, that's coming soon. And then long term, even more, cool stuff we've got in the pipeline, right? So lots of things to look forward to now that we've got through the this kind of difficult weekend, right? So just in summary, we apologize for any bugs or inconvenience with a tech transition. We'll fix every issue, big or small, and you can trust us, trust the team. And just looking ahead, I think this is the start of the Tradeify takeover. So get ready.
Hey.
Vinny, one of the things that stood out to me early in my career was when a trader when I was getting into day trading, a trader who had been in it for about 20 years told me you have to constantly evolve. If you just sit there stagnant on what you're doing, even if it's working, before you know it, everything's going to pass you by. It seems like you guys are taking that very same approach with Tradeify and the website, which the website looks fantastic. So once everything is online there, I can't imagine how well it's going to function. But so in this scenario, is that kind of your guys' attitude as an admin team? Is just like, if we just sit here and stagnate and be satisfied, we'll find ourselves out pretty soon?
I mean, it's like that with any business or anyone in any market, right? If Tradeify is doing great. It's awesome. We're growing every month, right? We have now 40,000 users, and we could just sit here and celebrate that and carry on as normal. But as I said before, we do want to continue growing. We want to become the biggest prop in the space, but not only and give. And do that by giving our users the best technology, the best platform, the best tools, the most options, right? And that's that's why we had to take this risk. So agreed.
Amazing. Yeah, we're super excited. I know this has been in the works for a while too, and when we work with I've worked with websites before, and it can get complicated when you're dealing with so many working parts. So I'm sure we all feel satisfied with what's happening, and there's growing pains in it, but otherwise, onward and upward from here.
That's it. Yeah, I mean, we have awesome users, right? So I don't know, when you experience tech issues, it drives a lot of emotion. I mean, I get frustrated. I expect tech to work, right? When I click a button, I expect it to work. So I get it. It's frustrating, and we're aware of it, and as long as you're flagging any issues that you've seen, that helps us as well. It helps us make the platform much more robust and stable. And once we've got through all these issues, we'll be in a good place. I mean, you can think about the size of this transition: 40,000 users, all of that data, all that history, all of the accounts, and going from one to another. But I think the team behind the scenes have done a really fantastic job. So I guess I don't know if there's any questions that pop out, but again, I don't want to take us from the action in the markets, because I don't know. Well, we're kind of settled into a range.
We're stalling a little bit.
Nothing's actually happening yet, but
I would say we've had a number of questions about Project X. Can you answer those? Yeah,
I mean, that's kind of what I was hinting at, right? So if you now buy an account, you've got that broker selection page. We have Tradeivate, NinjaTrader as has been the only option, and now we've got Project X on there with coming soon. So after this week, once we've settled down with the site and everything's working smoothly, Project X is the #1 priority to get that launched. So I mean, we've already kind of I think told people that we are bringing Project X, but it's now that we got through this weekend, it is imminent. So if you're a Project X trader, get ready to trade Project X with Tradeify.
Awesome.
All right. So any other questions for Gandalf here in the chat? We'll take a couple more.
I see a question: what is Tradeify Elite? That's a good one. So that's something new as well that we're kind of it's in a bit of a brainstorm stage, but it will be coming out soon. It's kind of what happened. So we have, our path to live. We've got, you take the eval, you go to sim funded, you get into live funded, and we can scale your live capital to 750K. You can get you to 5 accounts and 10-15 contracts in each account, which is a lot of scale. But what's the next step? We find a live trader that is consistently making profits. They've got an excellent track record. They've hit a certain amount, say 150K in payouts. We're thinking about where to take that person next, and that's what Tradeify Elite will be. It will be an elite kind of trader program where we'll give you much more substantial drawdown opportunity to make much more income backed by Tradeify, and that's something. It's on the homepage, but it's coming soon, so expect more info on that. One other question I see, Quant Tower. So in the very short term, once we bring in Project X, you can use your Project X credentials on Quant Tower. So when we launch Project X, that will come with support for Quant Tower as well.
Vinny, I don't want to put any words in your mouth, but it seems like Tradeify is expanding platform options when maybe some of your competitors are restricting them. That seems like a good thing for traders to have choice.
I didn't say it, you said it, but yeah, I mean, I think choice is always good for customers. There's obviously strategic reasons why one particular firm would want to restrict to one, but no, we want to give our users the option to trade on the platform they want. So, we're not going to be stopping just at Project X. We'll be bringing in a couple more options as well. So we'll give you that option.
That sounds outstanding.
Well, look, I want us to get back into the trading action. So if there are any other questions, feel free to put it in the Discord. I'll hang around in the Discord for a little while as well and answer some questions. So with that, I'll probably hand the stage back to the three of you.
All right. And a big shout out to all the support people at Tradeify and all the mods in the Discord. I know they've been bombarded in the past couple of days, but at least the little bit that I've perused, everybody's handling things pretty well. So great job to the support team here at Tradeify.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on, Vinny.
Thanks, team.
Thank you.
Have a good stream.
Enjoy your day.
All right, guys. So there you go. Straight from the admin team. I know Brett's behind the scenes as well, but yeah, of course I had to sneak that in there, but I mean, just on a practical point of view, and this isn't about taking shots at a person, a place, a company, anything like that. But as traders, like what works for me may not work for Miriam or work for Nick or this or that. To have choices in platforms, where you're able to really make one your home. And listen, everybody, all three of us use multiple platforms, but to have one or two that you really zone into to charting is very, very important. Like TradingView, it's not like we talk about, it's not the best to execute trades. I don't think any of us really like executing on it, but it's such a clean chart, and I use it. It's the best just pure candlestick chart I've ever used. And it's pretty good on the Rankos as well. So I like that. I use Sierra, Bookmap, but make sure you guys understand your platforms and know how to use them so that you don't have to just, migrate when you come to Tradeify, and Tradeify should give you plenty of choices. So yeah, I think that's definitely a big difference here as to some other places.
Oh yeah.
100%.
Oh man.
Oh man, what?
I can't get over this move. You had a really solid. I want to go back to your trade, Nick, because I know you took a trade on when Gandalf was here, but that was a really, really clean entry that you got. I want to give you your flowers for that. Something that I would have taken as well. But yeah, do you want to kind of go over your thought process on that?
Yeah, I mean, thanks to you, Miriam. I stole that strategy from you. No,
it works. It's a really good one, especially for scalping, I think.
Yeah, especially for scalping when you get these big kind of moves. I back tested this a bit, and I realized this happens whenever we get a big move on the 5-minute. When we use like the 5-minute chart, when we get a 9 EMA touch. This is again credits to Miriam because that's her strategy. But I am using it. We literally just rejected this 9 EMA here. I'm not taking a trade just because we're touching it, but when I see that we're tapping into it and then coming right back down, or obviously from the other side right back up, I'm taking a trade on this. And my entry was 23, 188.50, and then once I saw that we're dropping here, I just trailed my stop into profit and then got stopped out for 10 points, which is not a lot, but it's a nice scalp. Could potentially have made 20, 25 points on that. Or if we would have gotten like real nice follow through, maybe even more. But now we're getting buying pressure and more push to the upside. But Merrim, when you do these 9 EMA entries, you take them right away when we touch the 9 EMA, or when we reject it and you see like there is some confirmation that it's actually rejecting?
Yeah, this one's kind of a tricky one because I am looking at like a much smaller time frame. I know you look at the 1 minute. I try to look at like the 2 minute and the 1 minute. But when we see that, like for me, if I see that, there's a lot of like buying action happening into it, but then like a nice little candle that kind of like breaks below it, that's where I kind of start to get a little bit more interested in taking that trade. Like I'll monitor both the 5 minute and the 2 minute. I think it works really well on smaller time frames, which is why I like this sort of strategy. But sometimes it's not always perfect, right? Like this was a really clean test. You can see here this orange line on my chart is the 9 EMA on the 5 minute. You can see we had a really nice test of that, and Nick got a really solid entry here at 88. But when we get something like this is sort of for me an entry point that I typically I don't get it like right at the top. I'm not like I don't have like an order sitting here or anything, but I do monitor these sort of setups. The one thing I didn't like was this candle right here. Like if we had like a little pitter patter move up to this 9 EMA, that would have been something for me. I would definitely take closer to the top. But all to say, this was a really good, you get a nice like 20-point scalp on this, and if that's your sort of strategy, which for me it is, these are the sort of moves that I like. But right now we are making higher lows, so we could potentially make this move back up. I told you guys this 330 area was something I was looking at on ES for us to hold. Obviously VWAP is in play as well at this 35 level. So and we do have previous day low here sitting close to the NASDAQ as well. So or actually Friday's low. Let's zoom out here. Yeah, Friday's low we're now sitting above, but then yesterday's low is going to be sitting at this 222 area. Again, same area that we keep talking about, so definitely monitor that. But I think we have a little friend sitting here in the back, waiting to come in.
I think we do here. I think we've got to introduce our other usual Tuesday guest, the man who is long on trading wisdom and short on shirt buttons, the man himself, Coach Tank.
That was very good. Yeah, very well. I'll give you that one, Matt. That was brilliant.
Oh, good afternoon to you, Coach Tank. How are you doing?
Yeah, not too bad, thanks. As Vinny said, I can confirm it is raining in London as per usual. But we've had our heat wave. There was a heat wave, there were warnings, everything. Everyone was taking cover, everyone was turning red, and now it's just pissing. So there we go.
Just a normal day in London.
Yeah. No, brilliant. Some nice moves today. It's we've seen of late, but I'm going to go through a few things today. But how do you guys get on today? Clearly, there's a bit of profit being taken.
Yeah. Well, pretty good. I'm still a bit salty that I didn't hold my first short longer because I had such a sweet entry. Like literally, my entry in that short was 23 294, and then I exited at 280. So
why?
Well. That would have been nice if I held on to that, but hey, you can't have everything.
Why did you exit it, Nick?
Because
let's have it out in front of.
Why did you fumble the ball, Nick?
I just see Tank like mentally going, let me get this.
Because it is my usual strategy to move break even at 15 points and then trail the stop after. It just so happened that it stopped me out and then kept going for 200 points.
Yeah.
I mean, these sorts of moves don't happen every day, I guess, but maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, fair enough. So you did trade in line with your system.
What's that?
You did trade in line with your system.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. Then you can't be blamed for that. As long as you're trading in line with your system, then that's okay.
Still sucks.
And yeah, it still sucks a little bit, of course. Hi everybody, hope you're well. Sorry, I'm going to try and pay fish. Somebody just shout fish and chips. That's brilliant. That's brilliant. I'm going to try and read the chat this time, because I had a look through last session and there were actually quite a few good questions that I didn't answer, so I apologize for that. But I've got it up on a screen now, so the idea is I'm going to try and answer some questions from what we're going to cover today. But generally, generally, I'm going to go through a few things. Okay, some of the stuff that you covered today I thought was really interesting, talking about the concept of struggling to pull the trigger. You get a perfect setup, you think it's in line with what you want to do, and sometimes you're sort of on the cusp and you choose not to. What I'd always say is, if you're unsure about something, don't take it. At least it's not going to affect your balance negatively. If you're unsure, don't take it. But it's interesting how to migrate from being a relatively novice or new starter trader to backing yourself and doing the analysis, backing yourself and taking it. Now, for me, it's always been a case of practice on a practice pitch before you take it to a game day in front of an audience. So you want to try and perfect a process when nobody's watching. Okay, essentially for you, that means when it's not real money, so on a demo account. Perfect a process on a demo account where the result is not so important, but the process can be perfected. And then you need to upgrade it to a situation where there's consequence, real money consequence. Obviously, applying a process changes when you've got different kinds of pressures. Essentially, let's use American football. Kicking a field goal on a practice pitch when nobody's watching is a process, a mechanical process, but doesn't have much pressure to it. You do that in front of a full stadium at Super Bowl. It's the same process, but because of the emotional pressure, the process execution is a bit difficult. So you have to try and transition that. But the idea is try and perfect a process as much as possible. A simple example I might use, and it's something that I've done many, many times, is in an aeroplane pre-flight checks. I think I might have mentioned this before, but you're going to take a little 6-seater plane up in the air. You have pre-flight checks. You walk around. You know what you need to do. Each plane has its own pre-flight checks, and the idea is when you've got it written down in black and white, you know that these have been pre-tested. So if everything is correct, then you're good to go. But also it helps you with just the operation, because you're not going to miss anything when you've got your pre-flight checks, your book, and also increases the speed of decision making because you've got a book in front of you in black and white. So it might be worth you just writing out in post-it notes. Something that a lot of traders used to use when they were starting with things were post-it notes. You have post-it notes in America, don't you? It's not. I wasn't sure if that was something that didn't translate. Yeah, I wasn't sure if that didn't translate. Yeah,
it's just a British thing.
Yeah, everyone's thinking, what the fuck's a post-it note? But because those are things that you see all the time, so it's quite important. I knew relatively high-level traders that had it on their screens. Sell on the bid, buy on the ask, for instance, and it was just something that they had to learn. So put it up there, and once it becomes second nature, then just throw that post-it note away. But the idea is have your process, have your checklist, and you're really going to believe in it if it's been tested. So you need to test it, make sure the process is correct, and write it out so that you're literally, it sounds a little bit like, what a child would do, but you're literally following it with your finger, saying yes, 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 yes. Now, if you still don't feel comfortable placing that on your actual live account or the account that you're being tested upon, then do it on a demo account. Just get a demo account somewhere and just do it on the demo account, because what you'll often find is that you'll never go back and revisit that, which means you don't actually learn from that moment. So if anything you do, you must try and take some information away from it. So the idea is if you're not going to be placing a trade, then pop it on a demo account, paper trade it, just so you go back and you see and you learn from that. And that's how you're trying to generate information as to whether you should do something. And then, when you have more confidence in the process, when you then take it to a live account, you'll have more confidence in applying it. So this is the idea. Also, with regards to risk, guys, something that I noticed with a lot of the live traders I've been talking to, they're scared of losing, and they're scared of losing because they're risking too much. So a very simple equation is as well, you're more likely to take that leap is if it goes against you, you're not going to be too negatively affected financially. So you determine your risk, and it should be risk that is digestible, it's palatable. You're happy to lose that, therefore you'll take the trades. If you're worried about losing because it's too much money, then you're risking too much, and you're never going to trade objectively. So different things you can do to essentially push yourself over the edge, but they're all calculated, and that's the point here, is that if you do as much calculation, as much analysis, as much due diligence as possible, then it's important that so that's going to help you make a decision. I mean, even just now, I was watching your stream, and I saw obviously the market selling off a little bit, and I wanted to find out why. So I know a lot of you are talking about it's selling off. Was there any big news? Was there anything like this? Usually you'll find there is, but it's also worth putting into context the size of the move. Can I share my screen? Yes, I can share my screen, can't I? Here we go. So it's also worth taking into consideration the actual size of the move, because a lot of people will see a move like this, as we did in the smaller time frames, and think, wow, that is a humongous move. But it's all relative. So it's always worth you going back and having a look at other charts and having a look at other moves. The same chart, but having a look back and going, well, hang on a second. This was the hour that we were just talking about, by the way. Mm-hmm. Okay, so this hour of that move, it was pretty big. I saw a lot of people on the chat were sort of getting relatively excited about it. But that hour, let's have a look through. And if you have a look here, we've got similar hourly sell-off here, 1, 2. We got a big move to the top side here that was about the same. So you've got to also look at ES and other assets. Have a look at this move here. Have a look at this move here. Up and down, complete pincer. Have a look at this. This was a bigger bar. So have a look at these markets and actually think relatively. It looked pretty big. It looked massive, but it happens often. Okay, you can see that here in ES. It clearly, you get those big, solid, full impulsive candles, Maribozus they're called, on ES. So I think what you mentioned was you don't need to jump in because it will come around. I think I heard Matt say that don't worry about it because generally it will come around again. Now, a lot of people probably sat there going, no, I bet it wouldn't. I'm going to sell it. And I bet they sold at the bottom, by the way. A lot of people sold at the bottom of that. But have a look back and say, well, yeah, actually, it does come up often. Have a look at the size of this Maribozu and just go back and say, well, hang on. We do get these kind of moves. Look at this kind of move here. Look at this. Look at these. So it does happen. Okay, so understand that the situation can come around again very, very easily. So you don't need to jump in if you didn't get a good entry. I know there was a slightly rascal entry on one of your entries that I noticed, a short entry, but it worked out in the end because the market did move down. But understand why. I think one of the main reasons why I'm not a big advocate of it, but I quite like it because it keeps me switched on if I'm in a trading space. I do have Bloomberg TV on. Okay, so I do use Bloomberg TV. When they start to talk about rubbish, then obviously I just mute it. But often they do talk about relatively interesting things. And they literally had I think one of the CEOs or CFOs of General Motors. And that was one of the big reasons that we saw this morning was we've got earnings coming up this week. Big tech earnings, big company earnings, and they've already said that their earnings are going to be a big miss because, the cost of tariffs are going to affect so many companies in the US. Of course they are, and they've actually quantified it. Do you know what they said it's going to cost them? By the way, does anybody know?
Mm-mm. Nope.
General Motors. Just the extra cost of tariffs that they have not accounted for is going to come to $1.1 billion.
Wow.
It's a lot. Okay. Now, the point is that a lot of companies are going to be presenting their earnings this week. I think we've got Tesla out tomorrow, for instance. And the idea is the expectation now is that companies were overvalued and that companies probably overvalued in general, but now with the combined tariffs that, General Motors have just got a $1.1 billion unaccounted debt hole on the back of tariffs. So other companies are going to struggle, and that's why we saw that sell-off today. So it's important to, even if you're not trading it, just try and do a little bit of research and try and understand why, because what it also does is it can also help you understand the duration of a move. Okay, if ever we're trading data, if ever we're trading a big move, you need to understand why it happens, so the ideal direction on data, but then why it's going to happen. But you need to also try and work out how long it's going to happen for. Yeah, because some moves, usually monetary policies out of central banks, are going to move a market for months, weeks, months. However, smaller moves, little data points, could move them for an hour, 15 minutes. So you need to understand what the main driver is, because if that was all in the back of General Motors, or I think are down 7% already on the back of that General Motors, then we know that, it's a big piece of information. It's a big company, but it's one of. And tomorrow there might be another kick on the back of Tesla earnings and so on and so forth. So just be aware of all of that. I mean, that even being said, you can see on my chart here, I have a 15-minute level on ES, and it was this low. Okay, it's a good low for me. You can see that here, certain cluster, a fail, broke it, and then obviously retested back there. Have a look back to the left. I think there was something to the much further left. But more recently, this was the kind of level, and you can see that, sure, we did sell off, but there was clearly a level in mind there. So be aware when you are looking to short these markets on the back of data, understand, or back of something, understand why, and then go from there. Nice example here from nice afternoon session here on your ES, like through to the evening. A lot of people don't trade ES in the evening. They only want to trade morning sessions, but here's a great example as to why you can trade the afternoon session. A really nice clean double top, perfect place to place a stop loss, was above those highs on that double top. You would have seen bearish divergence. I don't even need to, I can put it up, but I'm 99% sure that there's going to be bearish divergence on those two tops. Of course there is bearish divergence. The highs have made equal levels. However, the highs on your RSI are making lower highs. So you've got lower highs on the RSI, double top here, combination of those, break of a neckline, and a nice level for you to target down here to the low. So there was a lovely trade yesterday. There was a good option for a potential entry here today. I think, Nick, you got a really nice entry, but yeah, just your system essentially, unfortunately, kicked you out from that. But that's just how it falls sometimes. It's not your fault. It's the way the market falls. Yeah. But and so I just wanted to have a look at a few things. You're looking at the morning session I saw when you switched on today. I always get involved in the morning. I am in the process, by the way, guys, getting, I think, a link to get an account to trade with you guys in the morning, because most mornings I wake up and I have a look at charts.
Nice.
And here we can see we had a really pleasant move on the DAX today. DAX, one of the big, I'm always a fan of shorting the DAX at the moment. Eurozone is in complete piss. Meta, Zuckerberg's already come out and said he doesn't care about European AI initiatives. They're not in line with what they're trying to achieve. So there's a lot of issue with the European Union at the moment. There's a lot of issue with European vehicles, and lots of things are looking bleak for them at the moment. And so for me, here we can see was our open this morning, and the open candle, actually, these are all 5-minute lines. Okay, remember, pink is 5 minute for me. This was the open, this horrible candle here. Again, I don't like to trade the immediate open. I think it's rather risky. I certainly wouldn't trade DAX to the top side on the open. So even though it was a green candle initially, big green candle, I'm not looking to go long, because fundamentally it's not in line with our ideas here. So We then had a rising wedge, again, another price pattern. I'm doing a little bit of price patterns here. We had a double top earlier, now we've got a rising wedge. Essentially, rising wedge, always bearish. Okay, so if the market's coming down, it's looking for a bearish continuation. If the market's coming up into a rising wedge, we're looking for a bearish reversal. Simple reason being, if this was retracing in a normal manner, i.e. uniformly, it would have retraced in a channel like this. However, that's not what we got. So we didn't get a pullback going from top to bottom in a bullish channel. What we actually got was something like this. So there's clearly downside pressure. That's essentially how a rising wedge is created, and that's why it's suggesting bearish, because that would have been a normal pullback. In this instance, we had something like this. Therefore, you must be thinking bearish. Fundamentally, again, in line with what I was thinking, but I always like to go through a horizontal, not a diagonal for an entry. So for me, little 5-minute level here, 1, 2, 3, little cluster. I also take into consideration, I think this is something that you should consider, guys. I actually got entered on this candlestick here. That's the candle that I got entered on. So what you should take into consideration are the wicks and tails. The whole idea of putting buffers, and buffers are identifying a level and placing your order a little bit further within or behind a level. Buffers are basically trying to account for a little bit of volatility, increase your confirmation. And the way we can work that out is simply from wicks and tails. So here we can see we can got these little wicks here at the top of the candle. So that's going to be my buffer level. And with my target, I apply the same distance. So from my hourly level, I trim the fat to the extent of the buffer, which I created from these wicks and tails. We then hit this hourly level. It was a very good hourly level. If I zoom out like that, you'll see here we had an hourly level here. So cluster, broke, retested, broke, massive failure. Closing price, most important price of a candlestick, by the way, I hope everyone's aware, the most important price of a candlestick is the closing price. If ever you saw a line chart, if you ever see long-term forecasting, they always care about the close. So where something ended up, not where it came from. There's one instance where it's important where something comes from. You guys know that? Where it's important to know where something came from, not financially, just in general. Mm-hmm. The weather. Yeah. So if ever you hear a northerly wind or a southeasterly wind or a westerly wind, it doesn't mean that it's heading west. It means that it came from the west. Okay. So the weather cares about where something came from because that's obviously important to us. But here we're looking at where we close. So closing price. And that's why we got this hourly level here. We then failed at the hourly level. And you can see that there once, twice. So very relevant level. And again, you're welcome to go short through that again, should it continue. I always like to use orders, and this is a very good example as to why. I don't like to enter on the close of the candle because for me, on my time frames and the relevance of my levels, close of a candle can often take too much into my profit, eat too much into my profit. So I like to put an order in below the wicks again, below the tails here again. You can see that good buffer above the high here. Again, it's a good level. You can see that there. If I pop this 5-minute level here. Okay, so failure, broke, tested, tested. Stop is above the wick though, okay? So we're not just there, we're above the wick, which is fine. And then this was a 5-minute level that I identified all the way from the left here. Something like that. You can see that there. Again, you got to scroll and move. And again, look, bang on the close. Okay, now, if I looked at this in a line chart, you'll see that's why it's relevant. Okay, if you looked at it in simply a line chart, because a line chart takes into consideration the closes only, gets away a lot of the noise. Okay, so if you feel like you've got a market that's a chart that's a little bit too wicky and taily, there's far too much of that, pop it in a line chart sometimes and it helps you. I know you use Renko charts, don't you, Matt?
I do,
just to clean things up sometimes, because sometimes if you just see too much, you want to sort of simplify it. A line chart for me tends to be the way forward. So here you can see our little line chart shows that was the turning point with regards to closes. If I go back to the candlesticks, looks like that. 5 minutes, another nice little test here and a little failure there. So that was going to be the level, and I was going to target within that again with my buffer. Okay, and the buffer is rather relevant because there were big wicks and tails. So this was the trade here. Short through these lows. Okay, so that's the level, the blue, but with the buffer and the wicks, we're short through here. stop loss above there, but I'm just taking all of these wicks and tails into consideration. It looked rather volatile. Therefore, that's the level I'm targeting, trim the fat to the extent of the wicks and tails, and that was essentially where we got this done. Perfect time for me, 1:30. I like to be out. And what's really pleasant is that I had a few sessions today with traders, and so with live traders. So once these orders were placed, I was quite happy to just see them out. Okay, a lot more happened obviously this afternoon. You can see that there as we came into the US session. If General Motors is going to struggle, trust me, BMW and Mercedes, Daimler is going to struggle also. So we saw DAX again fall off on the back of your US markets struggling with tariffs. So simple moves, okay, clean moves through levels to levels, stops behind levels. But the idea is we're trying to go again with the fundamental, and we're not being too greedy. For me, 2.5, one of the biggest, I don't want to say biggest trades of my career, but one of the biggest trades for a long while for me was this 2.5. But then here 1.4 banging my sort of remit, so I was happy with that. But it's important we kind of understand these guys that this was the morning session for me. Like I said, I'm going to be trying to do a little bit more of that on the actual house account. They're going to try and get me involved on the house account, which should be fun. Or you guys might start your session a couple $1,000 down. Let's see. That might be quite amusing. Tanks being here. So fingers crossed that's not how it's going to start. But yeah, we'll definitely have a look. And just to sort of be aware in the background of what's happening with regards to pound sterling against dollar, known as cable, as I'm sure you're aware of. You know why it's called cable? Does everybody know why pound against dollar is called cable? Forex, bit of Forex trivia. There's literally a cable across the Atlantic from the UK to New York, by the way.
Really?
Okay. Yep, and that's how we used to trade. Yeah, so there's literally a physical cable from London to New York. So it was going to be called nylon, which everyone thought was probably the better word. Okay, New York to London, nylon. But I guess some builder probably looked at it and went, it's a cable, isn't it? And it was named cable forever. So and here we can see daily chart and cable. Okay, so this is kind of what's happening to the dollars at the moment. You can see that there. Okay, a lot of people are losing a bit of faith in US dollar. Sterling seems to be doing all right, which is good for me. I'm going to plan to make a trip to the US once we break 140. I think that's the smart thing to do with my pounds. Once we break 140, get up to there. But it made a big difference. I remember going to school. The first time I ever went to New York, I was 16 on a school trip. That was a long time ago, but our pounds went a long, long way. And you can see all the way down here what was happening. As we were coming towards parity, which would have been a really scary situation. We import a lot from the US to the UK, so coming to parity would have been awful. Also, if we got to parity, it probably would have meant we'd have had a shitload of US tourists here in London, so double whammy. But it's an interesting one. So just keep in mind, just be aware of certain things like this. Like I said, understand kind of why things are happening. Understand, if you're struggling to get into something, use a checklist. Okay, I think it's important to just write it out, black and white. A lot of our traders are struggling with understanding why things are happening to them. And I heard Vinny kind of talk about our journal here at Tradeify, and it is shit hot, guys. I've looked at lots of brokers. I worked in a trading academy for 8 years. We went through so many brokers. We had hundreds of pitchers come to us. People tried to bribe us, okay, to use their brokerages with our students. So I've seen a lot of brokerages, and none of them had this this journal that we have here at Tradeify. Okay, you have access to your statistics. You have a journal. Use it. Okay, it's really, really important you use it. You need to know, ladies and gents, what your average winners are, what your average losers are. You need to know what your hit rate is. You need to be aware of this information. Okay, yeah, it is literally a cable, by the way, underneath from London to underneath the Atlantic. But yeah, it's really, really important that you're aware of these kind of things to monitor your statistics, because honestly, if you don't have statistics, you get completely blown away. I spoke about a friend of mine who loved to trade gold. I spoke about this really early on when I started here at Tradeify. She loved to trade gold, but if you actually looked at her statistics over her career, she was down on gold considerably. Okay, so be aware of the stats. They'll show you things that you don't realize yourself. I think that's always important. Otherwise, you're just going to keep trading blindly, and we need all the help we can get. I think everybody's aware of that. But any questions on back of that? I think there's going to be a few questions here. By the way, if US stocks were dropping, always worth having a look at gold. Okay, remember the relationship. Generally, often an inversely correlated relationship between gold and stocks. And here we can see, I mean, this is what's been happening in gold over the past few days. And you can see here, they've been pretty clean moves. They've just basically been, it's 5 minutes here. They've just basically been moves through the highs, basically. Yep, so you pop a high in there, drifted sideways, off it went. And similarly here, we've got a lovely level. This was a really nice 5 minute level at 1, 2, 3. Kind of fannied around here for a little bit. And then you had a really clean break retest in a way. So remember, if you're looking, a lot of people are trying to, increase their income by having multiple accounts. You can also look to take a few different assets at the same time. You don't always have to be trading the same thing. But here's a really good example, for instance, with gold. Yep, really nice move to the top side, stalling now, as you'd expect most things would. But yeah, really important that you have a calculated approach to everything you're doing, team. We need all the help we can get, really.
That was a nice test of those highs too on gold. Retest the prior resistance.
Yeah. So, I think it's worth looking at because a lot of these things are intertwined. I mean, everything is connected. I mean, I learned trading Forex. And so we understood how so many things were correlated in terms of Forex pairs and understanding, if I look at Euro Sterling and I look at cable, then I definitely know what Euro Dollar's up to. Yeah, I can work that out in my head. If I look at Sterling against Yen, I look at dollar against Yen, I can understand what cable's doing. Yeah, so a lot of these are connected, and it's worth us understanding what's driving what's ahead of the pack, what's lagging behind, and using each one to help us understand each one. I think that's probably the idea.
Amazing.
That makes a bit of sense. But I didn't really have anything too technical to go through today. It was going to be more just taking a few questions because, like I said, I didn't answer all the questions I heard last time. So I'm going to have a look at a few questions. I saw a question last time, which was when I was reviewing it, and it was simply, how often do I do my gardening? I.e., not my actual garden, but if I'm going to clean up some charts. It's a good question. Okay, how often should you clean up charts? As and when is required, basically. Okay, as and when is required. So if a level is broken, it's no longer relevant. So I want to see if I got something a bit messy. Okay, so here we have these. Okay, so I know that these are 15-minute levels. How? Because they're purple. Go back and check it. Is that 15-minute level relevant anymore? No. Most recent interaction was a clear and obvious break. That level is not relevant. That was the level of the neckline. It's no longer relevant to me. I'm going to move it up because clearly we've got a level of resistance up the top here. Okay, done. What about this little level here? Is it relevant? No. Most recent interaction, the market flew through it. Therefore, I'm not fussed about it anymore. Take it out because I don't expect the market to bounce there because the most recent interaction was a break. So we can remove it. See if it belongs anywhere else. No, that's not good enough. What about top here? No, that's not good enough either. So clean it up. So the idea is you go through your charts and you clean up as and when is required. If you're looking on a short time frame, often you're going to have to clean up a lot often than on a larger time frame because levels are going to get broken at a higher frequency. So it's very simple. Go through, delete what is no longer relevant, keep what is relevant, make edits where required. And that's probably a very simple way to do your gardening, so to speak.
Nice.
All right. Yeah. And also, if anybody has more questions for Coach Tank in the chat, feel free to put them in, and he's going to pick the best ones to answer.
Yeah. But it was nice to see Vinny on the chat today as well.
Yeah,
always great. Always great to see
update.
one of the bosses in here. Nice to hear it straight from. I think we've seen other places when there's been some small issues. It's very hard for to get a hold of anybody, and yet we've got our COO on here talking through some of the things. The new website looks fantastic, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like you said, they've put a lot of work into that. I mean, these are just the gone.
There is a good question in the chat now. What should I do? TD Garage is asking, what should I do to come out of what appears to be a long losing streak? After 6 winning months, I'm on a 3-month, almost 4-month losing streak. That's frustrating. Should he stop and refresh it all for a while?
Yeah, I mean, a 3-month losing streak for me is if you can't clearly identify why, if you can't put your finger on the button as to why, you got to identify whether, one, it's the system itself. So are you trading the system perfectly? If you're trading the system perfectly and you're losing money, then the odds are the system needs adaptation. If you reflect and it's a good system, but your application of the system has been poor, then you don't need to change the system. You need to work on your abilities to apply it. So when you put a car up, you've got to work out two things. With MOT, you've got to work out, is it the system that's failing, or is it my application of the system that's failing? If it is the system that's failing and you've been applying it perfectly, then yeah, we need to go back to the drawing board. You need to basically work out what components within your system are still worthy of remaining. If it's to do with you and your application, then we need to revisit and work out how you can improve your application, and therefore that's very much a you thing rather than a systematic thing. So I think that's the first thing you need to do. Identify whether it's your system, i.e. your ability, your analysis that is not on point, or if it's your application of your analysis. Okay, so that's something you need to realize. But yeah, 3 months for me is enough to get it up and have a look underneath, check the bonnet, see what's happening.
All right. Going through the questions here. Carloco is asking how to get better on timing to jump into any trade. Sometimes feels like he's rushing it or hesitating too much.
Yeah, preparation, isn't it? So, I mean, this was a good example. We had a fast move today, and you rush into something, then there's a high probability of operational risk. Okay, I've done it before. I did a really quick 1-minute trading competition with some students once, and I absolutely nailed a trade, but because I was doing it so quickly, I put on such a small lot size that I earned 67 pence. Okay, so it was awful, really, because the trade was fantastic, but I did the opposite of fat fingered. I thin fingered, and it's an awful phrase. And I didn't make as much as I ought to based on the trade. So rushing is always dangerous, okay, because it's going to improve the chance of operational error. So preparation, and that's why I always have levels in. I basically have levels, and I say, if we go through here, then I'd like to go to here with a stop loss placed behind here. So I think it's always important with every chart that you're analyzing that you have several levels pointed out. So if I had a market that looked like this, and we were currently sat here, let's say, I would say something like, okay, if we break below here, then I would like to go to here. At the moment, the only option for a stop loss would be there. Therefore, there's no short option. Okay, just a very quick example would be, at the moment, we are looking at something like this. But should it transpire that the market were to do something like this in between, after fail, the little bump. Now it changes everything, and maybe I'll put my stop loss behind there if it's a relevant level. So for me, I always like to analyze to the extent that I have a level to go through, I have a level to go to, and I have a level to place a stop loss behind. Yep. So remember, your stop losses are always behind the previous level, and your targets are always within the next. So if you can set that up, essentially, if you can set that up on all your charts, so that should the moment arise that you break through a level or you bounce off a level as you assumed you would, then you know what to do quickly. I also always use orders personally. I think I mentioned that in my analysis. I don't manually enter the market. I much rather identify a level, identify everything that I want to see, and then finally the question is, okay, should we break this? Then I'd like to be short or long. So I'm always trading through a level, and I just put an order in and I disappear. Yeah, put the order in and disappear. For me, that kind of helps me.
You're brave.
Yeah, yeah. Be prepared. So for me, it's a case of be prepared. Put your levels in so that you're never rushed. Okay, if you're rushing something, guys, you might have missed it, in my opinion. Yeah, if you're rushing, you may have missed it. So, questions. Hope that helped us. Busy work.
Absolutely.
Coach Tank, how to get better in timing? Yeah, so try not to jump. Try not to feel the need to ever jump in. Be prepared. Essentially, is the point. Do you track unfilled daily gaps on your charts? No, I'm not a believer in gaps being filled. Okay, I don't know if this is an unpopular opinion, but I think probability-wise, I mean, I've done the statistics. I think I've probably done the stats on, I reckon, 1,000 gaps, and the statistics have come back inconclusive. Okay, for me, there's not been a clear and obvious. Gaps get filled eventually at some point, but you can't assume that's always going to happen because you're going to be margin called at some point. You're going to lose too much money. It's not, for me personally, I'm not a fan on just identifying a gap and saying it's going to be filled. If that was the case, guys, it'd be so easy to make money, wouldn't it? Mm-hmm. If you just said, oh, there's a gap, it'll be filled. Okay, simple. I'll just trade through that gap, sort of thing. Do you double down on losing trades? What do you think, Kim?
Of course, full port tank.
Wow.
That would be quite the story there. Our own risk coach is like just
nope. No, don't stick it back in is my motto. So if it's not working.
And now we've moved to Tradeify after
dark. Little Nicky's in the background, there he is. Yeah, I don't, no, not at all. I don't believe in that. Okay, I don't believe in adding in. I think it's I don't think it's a good option. So I've always said, if you feel like, there's a very big difference between hoping and thinking. So I've always said, if you hope something, then you're gambling. If you think something, then it's based on empirical evidence and analysis. Like, I mean, look, let's use Miriam right now. Nice to see you're back in your happy space, Miriam, by the way. I can see you're back in your office rather than a hotel room. Hotel room, was it yesterday?
What was that?
Was it a hotel room yesterday where you were?
No, it was my sister's downstairs den area.
Fine. Yeah. So if I just said to Miriam, for instance, let's say her husband went out for the evening. If I said to him, do you think he's going to be coming back? Is he coming back today? Now, there's a big difference.
Oh no.
In if she answered, I hope he's going to come back, or yeah, I think he's going to come back. There's a very different things, and it's the same. Sorry, Miriam, to use you like that. But it's the same. The same thing applies to trading. So if you are hoping something turns around, you just shouldn't be in it. You need to think it, and you think it based on analysis and based on support, based on evidence. Okay, we're making evidence-based decisions here, team. The idea is have a system, and you need the evidence to prove that it's going to work. You don't have to be correct every trade. I think I've mentioned that many times. You can lose 4 out of 5 trades. Yeah, that's absolutely fine. But you need to have evidence that the system works, that the 5th trade is the trade that's going to cover all those losses and some. and you do that throughout your day, throughout your week, throughout your month. And that's the evidence I'm talking about. So you can get into trades that have very little evidence, but that evidence, as I said, lack of evidence is offset by large risk-reward ratios. So you can lose, win, and still be profitable as long as you've got consistently high risk-to-reward ratios. Yep, consistently. I think that's important to understand. Proper planning and preparation prevents piss poor. Yeah, absolutely. How to overcome FOMO? Yeah, it's an interesting one, isn't it? I mean, I had our charts. I had your Tradeify TV stream up on my my telly here, and I mean it looks massive. It's a 68-inch Samsung, and that red candle looked juicy.
Went for miles.
Yeah, it looked huge, right, on the screen. And obviously you'll think, you know what, there's money to be made here. And I'll be honest, my other half came into the room, and it was something she even mentioned. She said, so, you know, do you think it would be good to sell? And I said, yeah, but you need to understand why it's going down and understand if there were levels in the way and so on and so forth. And I said, it may well bounce. I'm not sure, because the data, for me, the information wasn't, it wasn't like a shock rate hike or a shock rate cut or something like that by a central bank, or, you know, a firing of a politician and so on and so forth. I used to trade South African Rand, and they used to fire politicians every other week, and the market used to go up and down for a lot more than that. Oh, wow. So you need to, it's brilliant. Have a look at South African Rand, guys, if you want volatility in your life. But and you know, I realized it wasn't that big a thing. But FOMO, I guess the idea is understand and stick to what you know. Be happy with your little bit. Don't jump into trades that are analyzed by other people, because you'll only have yourself to blame. Okay, it's really, really important, guys, that you don't trade other people's ideas, because if they don't work, you're going to be so resentful, but it is at the end of the day your fault. So take full authority over your trades, and that means do your research and get in based on your analysis and that alone. Otherwise, it's a really horrible. We had a guy on a trading floor once, a new chap on a trading floor, and it was a trading floor where you could hear every time somebody placed a trade. They used to go beep beep. So every time someone placed a trade, you just heard a beep beep. You knew someone was in something. Oh. And I noticed that every time we were talking about certain markets, he would go quiet, and then you just hear beep beep. So I thought I'll test it as one of the managers. I thought I'll test it. And my testing process was to every morning talk absolute bullshit about absolute pairs. Random pairs. So we'd just walk in and say, oh, Euro Israeli shekel looks great long at the moment, 5-minute chart. We'd just hear beep beep. And then we'd just say random things like, oh, Polish zloty looks like a great sell-off at the moment, looks really, really good, short. You just hear beep beep. And then he'd get really, really angry at the end of the day, because he was really far down. And he'd come to us and say, oh, you know, you guys, and I said, well, why did you take those trades? He said, well, I heard you talking about them. I said, did you do any analysis? He said, no. I said, well, see you later. And you can get the pints in for being a tit. So it was a hard lesson for him to learn. I think it's probably about £25,000 lesson for him to learn. But he never, ever decided to take someone's advice or hearsay and then place a trade unless he had done his own personal analysis. Okay, so again, FOMO is only existent if you are not doing your own analysis and you're just basically seeing what other people are doing. So, and again, one of the reasons I didn't have Instagram until I started Tradeify, I now have two talking heads, so I'm now talking heads plural. So if you want to have a look, I'm going to add to them, okay, guys. So if you want to have a look at my Instagram account, there's 2 posts, but I'm going to do a lot more. But yeah, I didn't do that because it kind of fuels FOMO, doesn't it? Having a look at what other people are doing all the time. So yeah, have your strategy, learn from other people. I think it's really important to watch these guys, watch other traders, read books, all this sort of stuff. But then what you do is you formulate your own story. Like I said, it's like creating your own style as a chef or something. You travel the world, you look at what other people are cooking, you taste other people's food, you understand what restaurants are working, and then you create your own menu and your own food style. It's not copying. Same thing it happens with music. Okay, other music artists were inspired by other artists. So the idea is you take from other people, then you formulate your own thing, and that's what you need to do at trading. You need to watch, learn, take little bits, identify what works for you, what doesn't work for you. I could do something. I could have just done that analysis today, and you might have thought, you know what, that's bollocks. But there might be one or two things that you take away from it that you say, yeah, I quite like the fact that he did that. And then you can bring that into your menu, so to speak. So FOMO essentially is alleviated if you take full responsibility of your actions and only trade things that are completely in line with your strategy. Okay, so I think that's the best option. And be happy for other people as well. I think that's a good thing as well, by the way. Don't be resentful. Be happy. Okay, we're not competing. We're not an investment bank where if I do well, it looks bad upon you, because that's the sort of feeling at sort of institutions, is that you've never got a real friend, because however well you do, you get a pat on the back. They're also hoping you kind of mess up next week. But when you're trading like this as a community, be happy for people making money. Yeah, don't resent people doing well. Just be happy and learn if you can. It's also important.
Absolutely.
It's amazing.
From South Africa here, Sniper. Brilliant. I played rugby in South Africa for a little while, actually. What a great place.
What did you not do, Coach Tank?
I lived in Cape Town. Yeah, I lived in Cape Town and got concussed trying to surf in Cape Town. So that's a scary place for your first surfing lesson, by the way, Cape Town.
Oh no,
it's not the best idea.
Absolutely not.
But yeah. Lovely.
The white sharks, the great whites.
I swam with sharks. Yeah. So swam in cage with sharks. Sharks were outside. We were in the cage.
Damn.
You can imagine 10 rugby lads. So you got the cage. You got the big gap in the middle that you can stick your arm through. And we were playing a game to see who could keep their arm outside the longest. And the first person to pull their arm in was going to get fined and had to buy beers at the pub later. That was a real game you played with great white sharks in South Africa, which, looking back at, probably was not the smartest thing to do.
Hell no.
I thought Nick was crazy jumping off planes, but you've definitely topped that one off.
No, Nick's was far more calculated than what I was doing. I was just being
insane.
a silly rugby boy, I think.
That is insane. What the hell?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's not the smartest thing to do. But
Oh, really?
Oh wow.
Is poll. Oh, cool. So, Coach Tank hasn't wing walked. No, I'm not allowed to wing walk, Tony. I've got reconstructed shoulders, which means that there's no flexibility, which means that I can't skydive. These don't go back further than that, basically. Okay, so I have a special. What's the word? A mattress. I'm like the princess and the pea. I have a special mattress everywhere I go and a special pillow. I have a letter from my osteopath to carry my pillow on a Ryanair flight. That's the level.
Wow.
Yeah. Like
Tank
a teddy
is
bear.
quite literally built like a tank in this sense.
Well, it's a bit broken. It's like a World War II tank.
A broken tank.
Yeah.
Pieces from it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's the issue. Do you look at the COT data? Yes. Do you ever visit Sri Lanka? I'm from Colombo. Well, I don't look at the COT data, but yeah, I go to Sri Lanka every year, and I did live there last year 2 years ago for a year. Send me an email, Lost Monkey. I'm often in Sri Lanka actually.
That's awesome.
Marble race. Keyword for next marble race bar. Coaches. Yeah, it doesn't go off because all the metal in me is titanium. It doesn't go off in the airport, which is nice. So
that's nice. That's actually really nice.
Yeah. That's not ideal. But yeah, beautiful place. But guys, I mean, if you have any more questions, I'm going to be doing a masterclass actually on Thursday. So I'll be on yeah, we're launching I think, I don't know if it's out and about now, but we're launching a masterclass series.
I've seen it out there on social media, so they've been talking about it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool because it's going to be topics, various topics. Okay, there's going to be 4 different categories: psychology, risk, macro, and technical. And it's going to be basically a little bit of a deep dive into certain things that a lot of retail traders wouldn't have experienced, but also just in general trading education. I know a lot of people, some of my classes I've had, some of my sessions I've had, they've struggled with stop loss placement, for instance. So we'll be going into things like that. We'll be going into risk. We're going to obviously psychology, which affects all of us. Okay, everyone's going to be affected by psychology, ladies and gents. The point is identify as quick as possible when it's affecting you negatively, and do something about it. But I've always been a bastion that prevention is better than the cure. So if you know something that continually affects your trading psychologically, put some protocols in place to try and mitigate. Okay, so the best thing you can do is try and prevent it. However, should it creep in, try and address it as quickly as possible. That's why we study psychology, not to alleviate it completely. Okay, guys, it's impossible to completely alleviate psychology because we are human beings at the end of the day. We want to be as robotic as possible, but we are not robots. So we want to be as systematic and robotic as possible, but it's never going to happen. So that's why we do psychology, just to be aware of it, have presence of mind, do something about it before, and should it creep in, do something about it as quick as possible, something like that. But yeah, Thursday, what's the time? Thursday, midday EST, I believe, isn't it? We'll be doing those sessions for all of our guys and girls.
That's awesome. Yeah, we gotta be aware of that too. So everyone, make sure you. When is that? You said?
I was just reading that, Coach Tank, who's your mentor. It's an interesting one because I think I probably had several. I would say I had very technical, very academic in financial markets, and I had somebody that sort of taught me about attitude that hadn't been to university but was ahead of a trading floor for 20 years. So I think it's good to get the balance of both. So if you can read some books, I'll tell you what, maybe I'll formulate a reading list at some point if anybody wants to. Reading list. I actually put together a library at my old job of trading books, a physical library, because I thought people like to have a look at the book, and then if they wanted to order it online, they could. So I actually put together a physical, library. It was like a 4-shelf bookshelf, but it had 4-level bookshelf, but it had the books that we thought were rather important, and you can have a flick through them. So I'll put together a little reading list, but I think it's important to have a nice combination of understanding about attitude, but also the academic side and the sort of technical side. If you can kind of marry the two, then you'll be in a good position. But yeah, for me, there were a couple of guys that I worked with. One actually came to my wedding in Sri Lanka. So that's how close a friend he was. And, I think it's good to have a little bit of someone to talk to you about how to back yourself and the attitude that's required for trading, but also one that teaches you the technicals and the black and white that's required for trading. You need to have a little bit of both. The reading list. Yeah. I'll put that together, Sean. I'm sure I have it on a PC somewhere. But yeah, I don't tend to read too many trading books. I bought Trading for Dummies, the yellow one, when I was at university. Okay, so I bought Trading for Dummies. That's the only trading book I think I have personally bought. I like to read autobiographies, and from autobiographies or biographies, I try to take lessons and apply those to my life in general. So that's kind of me. I don't read a lot of trading books, but I read a lot of articles and understand what people are up to. I did read all the Harry Potters, of course. I do have hardback first editions of every Harry Potter.
As you should.
In our library at home. Okay, so that's one thing that I was adamant to read in terms of fiction, but the rest of it is all non-fiction.
That's awesome.
Okay, you should introduce Cotterotti. Yeah, we'll do it at some point. Yeah, no problem at all. What was the best book you've ever read? I don't want to say philosopher's stone, do I? Is that awful? No. I'll tell you what. I'm looking at some of my books here just to my left. Arnold Schwarzenegger's autobiography, Total Recall.
Really?
Okay. Schwarzenegger's autobiography, Total Recall. It's quite a big one, but it basically talks about everything that he did in order to become the highest grossing movie star, in order to become the most accomplished bodybuilder, and in order to become the governor of California. All of that is written in his book, and it's quite interesting because you required different avenues, you required different skill sets, different sacrifices, and he basically talks about all of them. So becoming #1 bodybuilder, and then highest grossing Hollywood actor, and then governor of California. So yeah, it's a really interesting read, to be fair. And he's a little bit eccentric, which I quite appreciate.
Well, I know
Coach
Matt
Trader
likes
Wolves on
his Arnold accents too. So.
It was too obvious to drop it in there, so I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait a minute.
Let's get to the chopper.
Least expect them.
But so I do trade, of course. Yeah, absolutely. I think it's important to trade because it means that you're looking at markets every day as well, and you get that feeling. I think that's important. If you stop trading, you start to lose that feeling. And you stop backing yourself. So yeah, absolutely. And I'm intraday usually. I have longer term investments, but I don't count that as trading. That's investing. But generally, intraday. Generally, 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours is my ideal holding period. It's not just intraday, intra-session.
Wow, that's nice.
Doke. Cool. But yeah, I think we managed to answer those questions.
Beautiful.
But yeah, I think my time is up. I think little Nicky's come on to boot me off. I can see him in the background.
He's just always watching. He's always watching. But as usual, Coach Tank, we appreciate your insight. We appreciate just listening to you, and you just have such an eloquent way of of telling us something that we all need to hear at some point. So
no, it's been a pleasure.
Always.
And it's been an absolute pleasure.
Yeah, you guys can find Coach Tank on Instagram. It's what was it? It's Coach Tank.
Trading Coach Tank.
Trading Coach Tank at Trading Coach Tank.
Something like that. Yeah, I appreciate that.
You'll get on those talking heads.
Yeah, I'm gonna mix it up. I changed my top, so that's one.
Hey.
Look at
that progress.
But thanks very much, guys. And yeah, if you have any questions, you know where to find me, all of you, and drop emails if you want to. I'm gonna be getting a little bit more active on emails here at Tradeify and spending a bit more time with the Tradeify community. So I'm just trying to work out what Discord's all about as well. That's part 2 for me. So we'll be good. But guys, yeah, brilliant. I'll see you on Thursday. We're going to have a technical session on Thursday, so I'm going to prepare something quite interesting for you guys on Thursday. We'll have a real technical session, so get a notepad, and yeah, I'll catch up with you then. Okay.
All right.
Looking forward to it.
Brilliant. Have a good one, everyone.
Cheers.
All right. Cool. Before we bring Lil D-Gen on, we are going to do another marble race, guys. No like goal on this one. We're just gonna drop it. Drew, can you confirm really quick that keyword is set so I can drop it in the chat? But guys, the rules are as usual. You have to like the stream. You have to be subscribed to the channel. I also just got stopped out of my short for a very, very small stop, so just want to update you on that too. But you have to like the stream, subscribe to the channel, and once I drop the keyword, only type it once, not twice, not 3 times, because you are going to get disqualified if you type it more than once. The keyword is TTV. Good luck, everybody.
TTV.
TTV for Tradeify TV.
I'm not gonna lie, I still kind of like that short idea, Nick.
It was just a bad entry.
Only thing is this candle right now. If we, just depending, we're getting a lot of buying coming in. The only reason I would have liked this short is we got a lot of resistance at this 230 area. That those sellers just kind of cleared here, but we've been having interesting order flow on book maps today, so not something that I fully want to really trust on these plays today. But we are approaching VWAP here at this 232 level, so yeah, it could be another rejection point. We are forming these nice trend lines too on futures, so something to keep on watch. ES kind of struggling to get above this 35 level, but let's see.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good idea, but my entry was bad on it. And I mean, I had this. Wait, I'm gonna show you on the charts here. So I marked out this little trend line here in the 5 minute just as my protection, basically. And as soon as that cracked, I was like, I'm out of this. I took what's that, a 12 point loss, so nothing crazy on 1 mini.
Yeah,
Nothing crazy at all.
and you're still up on the day.
Yep. All right. Drew, whenever we have enough people in the race, feel free to pull it up. We're going to do it again the same way as before. The first place gets a 150k growth account, and the last place to actually cross that, the last marble to actually cross the finish line, gets a 50k growth account. Yeah. Lost Monkey, short from the 242. Yeah, or even the 37s, honestly. Pretty good level too. But for now, I'm waiting again.
Kind of made this push into view op and rejected so far. ES still not able to clear this trend line either.
Weekly open is there as well.
Could start getting a little weak here. We need to get above these levels for sure. I would say 245 on NQ and this 338 area on ES.
There's still that big order playing around on Bookmap.
Yeah.
Not quite as big, but it's they're still playing with it. It's about 680 now. It's up just above 230.
They're just literally playing at this point.
They really are. They're just using it to manipulate the shit out of the price action.
Yep.
So the biggest thing I took away from Tank Dead is it was Arnold who taught him how to trade.
Here it is. There it is.
There it is.
Do it. Go short now.
Oh, we love it.
All right, let's pull up the marbles and let's race. First place gets a 150k growth account. Last place gets a 50k growth account. Who's that guy? Oh wait, that's Bob Ross. Nice.
That is funny.
Bob Ross marble race. Love it.
That's awesome.
All right, let's drop them.
All right, get your micros ready.
What do you mean
Little token.
micros? Get your full port mini ready.
So they're getting launched into the painting.
That is actually quite sick.
Wow.
Wait,
I
that's
know.
actually smooth. That is
That
a
is
smooth
very
painting.
cool.
Whoever created this one deserves their flowers.
Well, Bob Ross, obviously. Duh.
Oh man.
All right. Low and nice. Through the grass, into the river.
So therapeutic.
Patrick Griffin in the lead right now. Oh, I'm third. Let's go. Let's
don't count.
go. Wait, what do you mean I don't count?
You can't get an account.
But I want an account.
Mm.
I want
People are
one.
gonna think
Please.
it's rigged.
Yeah, I'm just gonna give it to somebody from the leaderboard if I win.
Yeah.
Janie in the lead right now. But hey, I mean, last place wins too, so.
This is true. Best
Uh-oh,
loser wins.
laser's coming. The laser's coming. Imagine how much time somebody spent on building this track.
I do want to know how long it actually takes to build a marbles race.
Yeah.
Because this is pretty thorough.
It is.
Watch it all just end in like a diabolical way. Like Bob Ross.
That's, how
is
it,
just
that's
like,
how it should be. Yeah.
Bob Ross with laser eyes shooting the marbles.
Either that or Mr. Rogers just shows up and starts swatting them off the
No.
track.
That is just
like
flying.
welcome to my neighborhood.
Hey, we got a winner there. We got our winner for that 150k growth account. That goes to Janie. So congrats. Type something in the chat really quick. Everything but hello.
Yeah, Nick gets really triggered when you say hello.
Yeah, I don't know what's up.
Yay!
With
That's a good one. A yay is a good one. Also make sure to add your email address to your YouTube channel description so we can reach out to you. Now let's see who gets the 50K growth account. Last marble to actually make it. Oh, that's gonna be. We gotta wait quite some time now for that to happen.
What are they floating into space? Like, what is this?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I think.
Is it gonna be a seer? Is it gonna be a seer?
Oh.
Is it gonna be? No, he's getting eliminated.
Oh no.
Gone. No.
Goodbye.
You are the weakest link.
You are the weakest link. Yeah. All right, let's go down. All right, last to actually make it across the finish line was Trade Against the Machine. Congrats.
Hey.
Trade Against the Machine. You just won a 50K growth account. Yeah, Joker, that was emotional damage on your seer.
Emotional damage.
Emotional damage. I actually have that on my soundboard, but the soundboard is not connected still.
That's one I would need. I would use that one for sure. Well, congratulations to our winners.
Just got a news feed. Trump is live. I don't know what he's
Oh,
doing.
here we go.
So everyone check your orders.
Yep.
I'm glad I'm out of that trade. Just spam the exit at market and cancel all button.
Yeah.
Still rejecting this VWAP though. Still in this really tight range. ES is breaking this trend line as we speak. Mario, I haven't traded this week yet. Well, Mario, it sounds like you've been too busy playing Market Maker to
He's that 1,000 order.
You've been too busy hunting our stops.
That's him.
He's like, it's getting too tiring. I need to take this trade now. Yeah, ES. I kind of like ES for this potential short here.
Boy, we are just stuck in a 20-point range on the NQ here. It's kind of nuts.
Yeah.
Just consolidating. Well, there's the Tradeify TV barcode.
Yeah. I don't know. Barcode implies like a bigger range and just not committing to one direction or the other. This is just like the market makers. Yeah, the market makers they're having a businessman special at the bar.
Just keep them in this tight range, this 10-point range, and we'll be back.
Yeah. Just they left some intern on the desk. They're going to keep it within 20 points.
Buy sell every 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But we are holding VWAP, or VWAP is holding price down for now. ES is also below VWAP currently. Let's see what is everything else doing. Gold has ended its run and is consolidating as well. Oil, same thing there. So
yeah,
nothing happening right now.
Nothing screaming out to me so far.
No.
Good times.
Good times. Well, we have little Nicky ready to come on, so we're gonna bring him on in the back here once Drew gives us the go. But guys, W's in the chat for Deegan Nicky.
W at Tradeify, basically.
As the market is now having a low pullback. I hope I didn't scramble Drew up too much.
He's setting something up. Now we got those new transitions. So fancy.
Yes.
Need to make sure everything is smooth with Drew.
With Drew.
While we're at it, chat, let's get a Drew in the chat as well. Since he's crushing it behind the scenes, our producer. Yeah, the market is not marketing.
Trump on power. He's going to be out soon anyway. Oh, Lord.
Here we go again.
Here we go again.
Well.
Trump. Powell has rates high probably for political reasons.
Probably.
Didn't Trump appoint Powell?
No one, I don't even know. So much going on.
Are we ready to bring Nick on? Good to go. All right.
All right.
Let's bring little DGen on. There he is.
Hey, good morning.
What's up, everybody? Good morning. Good morning.
Welcome
How
back.
we doing? Thank you. Nice to be back. It was good to make this like a recurring thing.
Yeah,
Good
we
to
like
have you
that.
Yeah, it's fun.
I gotta know though, did you short that marbles race that we just had?
No, I didn't because I didn't want to lock Brett out of the account.
Fair enough.
I think I
Gotta play
tracked
it
the
safe.
earlier one and we were break even, but I don't know what this one turned out to be.
Awesome.
So far, we're kind of at like 100% win rate, but
Yeah,
Wow.
I think it would have been a winner, I think, but a small one again.
well, do we have another marbles race on deck?
We do have one more today, yeah.
You see if I log in, if I get instantly kicked out, it's him in it right now.
It's
No,
like-
we are good to go. We are ready to
Let
ready to short on marbles.
the degeneracy begin.
Oh man.
I literally have an ATM strat that says marbles, so that
I love it.
out.
Oh, that's great.
Nice. Love it. Yeah, Nick, do you have the numbers of our live traders from yesterday?
Yep, Drew. If you want to throw those up, I think I sent those a little bit ago.
Want to see them. Always so sick to see all the payouts.
Yeah, right. There were a lot in the thousands. So our top five here with Connor at the lead at 2,900, all the way down to Dylan at 1,200. We had a big day again across the board. Pretty much everybody was sitting around $1,000 mark to start off the week. Obviously, we traded yesterday. It was a pretty insane day, but again, most of our live traders are profitable. Even just looking at the numbers right now, majority are profitable. A lot of them did take that short, so you're on the same side as the live traders this morning.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah,
Brett being the contrarian, just bottom ticking.
I saw his
And
number
we're
pull
long.
up, and I saw that he was 5 long, and I was like, "Oh man!"
Oh, that's awesome.
But it's Brett, so of course, it ended up working out.
Well, we don't want to jinx him. We'll keep that streak going for him. But yeah, amazing to see all our live traders doing so well. And this goes to show, like, you don't need a lot to make a lot, right? Like you get a couple consistent trades and you can be up for the week. So yeah, we want to see you guys on there. We want to see, I know we've been giving away some free accounts lately. So word on the street is if you have won an account on the stream and you get it to the live, or actually you get your first payout, you will get that payout doubled. So that'll be something to work towards.
That would be pretty sweet. Yeah, even like today, our and we can talk about tomorrow too on the top 5 P&L. But you'll know his name tomorrow because he'll be on the top. But he caught like 170 points short, 1 NQ, and made $3,000 on each of his accounts. So
wow, that's impressive.
It's impressive that he held it.
Yeah.
And he was told at like the right time.
Oh wow, yeah. Those are the like they just give me the goosebumps thinking about. But
They do. They really do.
yeah, those are always the best.
These are the days that I dream about, just holding a couple contracts for 150 to 200 points.
Yeah, yeah. You and every trader.
Well, but the thing is, you really only need to catch 1 or 2 of those a month, and if you're just doing small and steady the rest of the time, it's kind of an unfortunate byproduct of the prop space in general is that there's too many traders that evaluate themselves on a day-by-day basis, or even a trade-by-trade or account-by-account basis. Whereas it's those nice base hits that occasionally one flies over the fence on a month-by-month basis is where you really build accounts and build wealth.
Yeah.
You see, I just like to adapt that strategy, and I just say if I get one every 5 to 10 times and it's a big one, then we're good. But that might be something that Coach Tank has a field.
I was going to say, I want a segment with you and Coach Tank. I think we should.
I really don't want
put you on, and we're just going to shut the hell up for an hour and just let Tank take you to school.
I'd be terrified to do a session with Coach Tank. We should do one just to see what it would turn out like. But I think everybody would just have everyone would know where that was going to go.
I think it would just be like mostly Tank's, like just giving you a very disapproving glare for the better part of an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, I literally just walk through like one of my trades, and I'm sure he would just put his head down and start shaking his head. Like this morning short was not like anything with my strategy. It just started dumping, and it had a low volume. Oh, maybe a little bit. I don't know. It had a low volume pump at like 8:30 like 8:32 my time, so like a couple minutes after that little retrace just had super low volume, and I was just like, well, I think this is just buyers trying to get in before the big dump, and then just market sold and rode it.
Nice. So you entered that short like a couple minutes after the market opened?
Yeah, pretty much as soon as it started to retrace, and then I like maybe 2 minutes. I think I got in at like 8:32. So
that's awesome.
It was really soon after it went down to like 277. I got in at like 290-ish.
Wow.
And yeah, just
where did you write it? You wrote it down to where?
Unfortunately, I took it off right at low of day because I didn't like that we swept it and didn't like flush. So I was nervous that we were gonna pump back up after that sweep. So
wait. So when did you get out? 100?
Oh
180?
no, like Asia low, so like 260.
Oh, Asia lows. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we both.
No, sadly for me, it was
What?
not 150.
Yeah, Nick, we
Wow.
both paper-handed that.
Oh, it's so sad. And I was like, it's okay. It's just gonna dump another like 50 points, and I'll miss out on a few K, but it is what it is. And it went all the way down to 109. And like straight down, not like retrace down like that. It's like the perfect trailing stop trade. Just series of candle, like no more than a 15-point retracement for I don't even know how long that was, like 30 minutes.
I think I was in like a 4-point drawdown at some point. Like even for
yeah,
me,
your
like,
trade was awesome.
well, even
was
my entry, I was not proud of that entry. Like I was like, I would have liked a little bit more confirmation on it, but yeah, even the drawdown. I mean, I had my stop set at like I think 45 or 50, so I had like about a 20-point stop, or yeah, about 15-point stop, but never got back above. Like it was really hard to get an entry on that. So it's one of those where if you have conviction on it, you just jump into it. But it's okay. It's okay. This happens, right? Like we'll miss a move here and there or cut too short, and you'll get another trade. So
True. That's how it goes. Hey, by the way, the chat still wants to know what happened in the beginning of the stream, Mary.
We'll get to that at the end. We're not we're not teasing that too early. Like,
What do you mean? Like we still have a marble race to do,
we got like when you're you obviously have an accent, Nick, but when you're speaking, like lean back with the bottle, it's just like, hey, listen, guys. I can do it.
Listen, guys, we don't have much time left into this stream, so you gotta go and tell people what happened.
I feel like we're building everyone up for this whole suspense, and it really wasn't like that big of a thing.
I wasn't even going to bring it up till the very end again. I don't think it's building up anything.
And then they're gonna be like, oh, okay.
All right, well, too fucking bad. I don't.
We could just never say it.
Yeah, it's not that big a deal. I was laying it out there early as a reason for people to tune into the last 20 minutes of the show. I wasn't even going to bring it up again. I don't know why we're hyping it now.
Oh man, yeah. Well, nothing crazy. Nothing crazy.
Well, you know what? We're currently sitting at need to refresh the likes here really quick, but we're currently sitting at 799 likes. So let's get the stream to 849, and we're gonna do another Marble Squares.
Why not 851?
Well, you clearly have no idea how these numbers are made up.
Yeah, whatever the scientific process is behind them, I'm lagging behind, clearly.
You gotta follow the system, Matt.
We'll fill you in
sorry.
on it later.
I'm sorry. Tank can
Yeah.
yell at me for not following the system.
Some of these comments are great.
I know.
Always. Always.
What do you think we do up here? Like after all-time highs, like still holding the, like a almost daily upward trend. Like, do we think we see a bit of a pullback
I
after
hope
we
so.
cross all-time highs?
I think we're clearly waiting for a few big boys to report earnings. And as Tank brought up, and I said a couple weeks ago as well, like a lot of the earnings preview articles that you read that don't necessarily cover a specific company, but in just the markets in general, it's like this is really the first earnings report the CEOs are not going to be able to dodge tariff questions, right? And they're already talking about them as risks and figuring them into future projections. I don't know that actual earnings are going to be paid attention to a lick. I think it's going to be what are they projecting and what are they saying that any tariffs may have already had an impact either on for the actual tariffs or the supply lines getting rearranged, or is it a hey, as he said with GM, it's going to cost them billions of dollars. So how do they, do you raise prices and risk the ire of the administration, or do you just kind of quietly try to roll it in, or do you just eat it and your shareholders get shit on? I don't know. So it's between that and this latest deadline of August 1st, I think we're going to be back in the area where it's just tariff, and trade deals. So I think there's going to be a little bit of a wait. Clearly, I still think the markets are optimistic that these will not have a huge impact because we're sitting at new all-time highs. If the markets thought these would have a huge impact, we'd be 5% down. So, but I think they're clearly just being sure that we're this won't have much of an effect on the economy in general.
Yeah, I mean, it's I don't know. I don't expect us to really. I keep saying this, right? Like I said this in the beginning, where when you really zoom out, like to the 4-hour chart, we see here that we have like such we're making higher lows essentially, right? Like we are nowhere near any of these lows that even when Tank got on, like everyone was like, oh my god, the market's dropping. We didn't really make that massive move down. I mean, yeah, we had some profit taking happening here at the highs, but this isn't something to me where I'm like, it's signaling, oh, we're going to make a continuation move to the downside. Now, once we start getting maybe into the, 22.8s, right? Like I've mentioned this level before, this 22.800 level, we're all the way, that's looking all the way down here. And if once we start really breaking to these downsides, then yeah, I'll start getting a little bit more cautious, because I mentioned this 800 level, we would have room down to like the high fives, right? And then at that point, it's really just, we got to be really cautious. But we are making higher lows on the higher time frames. It's obvious when we obviously zoom into like the smaller time frames that we're just having profit taking happening. So for me, this isn't like, oh, we're doomed, now we're moving to the downside. That will really start to play in once we get down to the 22.8s. But yeah, we're still above that, about 500 points or so.
Why are you bringing up 4-hour charts with little D-Gen? He hasn't looked at a 4-hour chart his whole
I'm looking at like a 30-second chart right now.
That's his long-term. His long-term chart is a 30-second chart.
Yeah. We don't like the long-term
He's
chart.
like on partial tick charts for his actual execution.
Yeah. Oh man.
I want to see more of the mega DOMs. I want more of days like this.
Oh, same.
Yeah, I love those.
I'm here for it. I am here for it.
They're
I
great.
hope we get down to the
22,300.
800s. I hope we get down there. And then we'll have Brett trying to catch the bottom of those.
Well, he will.
Yeah.
He's
Trust
like,
me,
I'm
he will.
long. That's like a 500 point move.
Brett always catches these moves.
Good for him. He's got his strategy.
does.
He's got his, he waits for those setups.
True. True.
Yeah, we're really flirting with this area here on ES. You can see every single move that we get to this 38 level on ES, just complete rejection of it. This trend line was also sitting here. It's not a coincidence that we're rejecting this area as well, but rejection of the trend line, rejection of the 38 level. That's going to be something that will play into be a factor basically throughout the day, because if we can't get back above this 38, call it like even 40, I think ES has a little bit more room to potentially move to the downside here. So we still have a lot of day left. Anything can happen.
I think we should run a marbles race because I'm itching to short right now. Like the way that I'm usually flirting with 200, I want to take on the house account.
Okay. Well, let's set up a keyword here.
All right.
Nick's like better than ChatGPT at coming up with keywords.
Right.
How do you know he's not run by ChatGPT?
That's true. Maybe he is. Maybe he is.
I'm ChatGPT. As soon as Drew confirms that, we can go. I said 651 likes, huh? 851 likes. Where are we sitting at? Sitting at 813. What is that, guys? Hit that like button really quick. Come on. We want to run the marbles. You know what? Let's run it anyways, Nick. Shall we?
Nick's like, yeah, let's just do it.
Yeah, let's just do it. Okay.
We're gonna get that move.
As usual, in order to participate, you have to like the stream, you have to subscribe to the channel, and once I drop the keyword, only type it once. The keyword will not have any spaces in between. It is one word, and that word is marble super dump. Good luck, everybody.
We are.
Everybody's still gonna copy and paste that.
Yeah.
They're not writing it.
Yeah, we're flirting with this 200 here.
We're right there. I need that marbles race to start so we can short.
Yeah, we are right there.
Marbles indicator has to be 100%.
It's all about timing at this point.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, it looks like it wants to go for it.
Drew, better pull up that marble race fast once we have the 300.
Tough.
Oh, there it is.
Don't do the flush yet. Hold on.
Not yet.
Wait for the race to start. No.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I'm sorry, little deep.
Oh
man.
no.
Uh-oh.
Premature capitulation there.
Yeah.
Well,
That's okay.
Still waiting. Still waiting.
It's waiting for the marble race to start.
Yeah.
This is outrageous. Ooh. All right. Random 900 orders setting at 190.
Yeah, there they go again.
Mm-hmm.
Well.
Yes.
Well, I'm glad we didn't start the marbles race yet.
Yep, me too.
You guys are really determined to do some serious forward testing on this, aren't you?
Yeah.
Oh, we are.
Of course. Like I thought it was kind of like a cute, funny thing. You guys are like really into it.
Yep.
I am.
You know it. Drew, do we have 300? Can we get them started? Oh,
Does
yeah,
look
we
like a
can.
potential short here if you're gonna take it.
All right, let's drop the marbles. Let's go. Go, 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 go. All right, Nick. Enter the trades.
All right, we are in at 08.25.
All right.
1 mini.
Indeed.
Indeed.
It actually worked out pretty well. It stops at 33. I mean, unfortunately, it's just before that recent swing high, but
Well,
we'll see. Will the marbles indicator play out?
I'm looking at the market.
I know.
None of us are even watching the race at this point. Oh man.
Oh, there's a marbles race going on. Okay.
Are we doing first and last again?
Yeah.
For winners?
First gets a 150k growth. Last gets a 50k growth.
Nice.
By the way, this is not financial advice, guys.
Yeah, absolutely the furthest thing from financial advice. To play the market based on a marbles race.
Oh my god.
But if
We don't have
it
a
works,
chicken,
then
so-
it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
no dumber than the indicators that some platforms have on astrology.
Oh my god, don't even.
Those are hilarious.
Yeah.
I think that is so much.
Like
so
you can put
funny.
moon cycles on your chart. Get the fuck out of here.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the
Yeah.
ones where they would pull a tarot card and then decide where to go
Oh my
from
gosh, no way.
Is
Yeah,
that a
come on.
thing?
there. That's what I've seen
Dump
that.
it.
Oh,
Dump it.
Oh.
Dump it.
come
Dump it.
on.
Dump
Get
it.
to the finish line. Get to the finish. There it is. There's the finish line.
Dump it.
Come
Dump
on.
it. Dump it.
Keep
Dump
us
it.
in
Dump
profit.
it. Dump
Keep
it.
us in
Dump it. Dump
profit.
it.
I'm dead right now.
Come on,
This is
dumping it.
not happening.
No.
The
So close.
the crescendo in
All right,
their
Ralph.
voices was making me very uncomfortable. I just want to say that.
All right.
Like, I
So
wasn't sure what was about to happen.
Oh my
All right,
God.
Nick, how did we do?
$5.
Woo!
5?
$5. We
Well,
were
that-
one tick. One tick.
Green
in
is
profit.
green.
Oh my
Green's
is
green. The marble indicator is 100% win rate.
Oh my.
Oh man,
Oh, it's awesome.
What have
I
we
love
done?
it.
hilarious. All right, but congrats, Joseph Peleg. You just won a 150k growth account, and let's see who was the last place to make it.
This isn't even like my account. I'm still as nervous. This is why Coach Tank needs to. I need to sit with Coach Tank.
He's just watching the background, shaking his head.
Yeah.
Oh my
Oh
goodness.
man,
Well, that was that's crazy too. You look at the 1 minute, and that was the one drop that you got.
Yeah, pretty
Now we're
much.
Pumping back up.
marble race indicator. I'll tell you. All right, and teach like a DJ. You just got a 50k growth account. Congrats.
Congrats! Yay!
Yay.
Yay!
Make sure to type something in the chat, both of you. We need to
Congrats,
see you in the
Joseph.
chat.
ET.
So
I swear
good.
I'm gonna send these out this week, and I'm ideally gonna do it today. I just need access, and it's not as easy as we thought it was.
Yeah. So, little DGen here, we have got a very exciting guest tomorrow. Why don't you preview that for us?
Indeed, we do. We tried it once. We're gonna try it again. We're gonna bring on T Trades tomorrow.
Mm.
He's gonna be on for the hour like we planned on last time. We're excited. Hope you guys are excited. He's excited because he felt like he got ripped off on the last Friday. So this will be fun. We're gonna bring him on tomorrow, and then we'll actually be bringing him on again sometime soon, but not our normal stream. So it will be a little interesting, some things to stay tuned for.
That's an interesting teaser there.
Very.
Indeed.
Quite interesting.
Quite interesting, yeah.
Not sure if Drew knows about it, but
Drew's just like, how much more fucking
doesn't
work
know
is
about
this
a lot
gonna
of things.
provide for me? That's our
Yeah.
focus.
But yeah, it'll be fun.
Drew's like, I don't really need sleep. It's fine.
Yeah, Drew's gonna be around the clock soon enough.
Yeah, he can do this 24/7. That's not a problem.
I think so too.
I actually called him and asked. He said yes. It's no problem.
Yeah.
Look at Drew in the background. He's like, wait a minute. I did wait just a damn minute.
Oh,
Drew, we
volunteered
just,
for a
we
lot.
just decided it was, it's very democratic. We just decided you don't get sleep anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Also, we're
Yeah.
bringing you on as a guest tomorrow, and you have to trade. So
Yeah. Yeah.
you gonna learn
Well, I
today.
mean, you can just use the marble race indicators. 100% win rate, easy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna start taking this on my own accounts.
I mean, easy money. Easy
Yeah.
money.
What could possibly go wrong there?
Right? Exactly, Matt. Exactly.
All right. So, any other little nuggets of wisdom to share here, Nick, before we let you go?
Yeah, we got some cool stuff coming up. We may be doing some IRL streams soon. So if anybody lives in Chicago, it's actually Drew and I actually live really close to each other, but we will be doing some IRL in Chicago. So stay tuned because we'll be posting where I'm at, and if you find me, you'll get a free account, and then we'll be doing some fun stuff. So it'll be fun. We're gonna get a little interesting with it.
Can we get all our Chicago peeps that are watching the stream right now? Just comment that they're in the area or close to it. If you guys are near Chicago, I mean, make sure you find Lil Nicky once he drops this so that you can get a free account on the spot.
Nick, if I fly over to Chicago and find you, can I get a free account as well?
Yes. Yes, if you flew to Chicago and found me, you get a free account.
I get $100 to anybody who pushes him in the river.
Oh no.
Oh, the river would suck. Push me in a lake, please. I don't want to fall in that river.
Yeah, you don't know what's in that river.
Yeah. I don't know about that one.
All right, guys. Well, I think we'll wrap up Lil D-Gen's appearance. We really appreciate you stopping by as now will be a regular segment. It's great to have you on. We'll continue to do the back testing and the forward testing on the marbles indicator, and we'll see how it goes.
Oh man.
Speaking of wrap-ups, guys, as we get rid of Lil Nicky here for until tomorrow's show, it is time for us to go to the midday wrap-up.
Hey.
Oh no, leave that up for a little while. I was grooving.
Nice. Love it.
That was,
Oh yeah, this is a little treat everyone's getting right now. We hope you guys like these transitions that our awesome back end team has put together. So yeah, let's get into what we're seeing here on the charts. If we can go to my charts here real quick, we are still in this zone right now. I think to your point, Matt, these market makers and these institutional investors went to lunch and just kind of left the intern in charge. But we really are just really tightly in this 20-point range on NQ. ES barely even reaching like a 5-point range here. So yeah, nothing really significant that we're looking at. I mean, obviously we got this nice move in the morning to the downside. This was really the play of the day. There is still obviously more day left, but we're still tight. We're still tightly wound up in this area. And right now we're kind of flirting with this 200 on NQ. I think the next level down that we would really need to clear are the 180s. There are some stacked orders sitting on book maps. I don't know where our big order seller went away. I think they gave up on the day, but they might be back. Who knows? So we do have this 180 level, and then 175. I see some orders sitting there, but I think if we get down below these levels, there's a really good chance that we might hit a new low, potentially even getting into these lows here. So not looking too strong for the bull side right now, even though we are just in this really tight range. But really be observant of VWAP holding as resistance here on both futures. Again, this trend line on ES has been pretty significant. If I zoom out to my 1 hour, you can see where I got this little trend line here that we did break in the morning here, and now we're kind of just holding it as resistance. You can see here we're just tapping into it every single time we get up there. So not a lot of conviction here from the bulls, and I think bears are still kind of holding holding the power here. So again, I would watch for ES this 330 area. We did crack above it, which was what I was looking for potential, bulls to take charge. But again, we're still stuck in this range. So I think 330 is going to be playing a role here. If we get down below 330, again, I think there's a good chance we might make new lows. So they're really, really fighting in this area right now, because both sides are aware of what could potentially happen if these levels get broken. So let's see what we kind of get into for the rest of the day here. I know we won't be on for to hopefully see the potential of this move, but those are the areas that I'd be looking for. Nick, Matt, anything that you guys want to add to this?
Honestly, you called it up pretty nicely. Fully agree with these levels. The only thing I might want to add to this is if anybody of you in the chat doesn't have the Spaceman BTC key level indicator, it's free on TradingView. It's actually pretty good. That gives you the previous day low, which is where we're currently sitting at, hanging out at. That gives you the previous week mids, the weekly open, like all these levels that are usually very, very significant. So these are the ones that I have an eye on. Now, currently, you mentioned that already, Miriam. VWAP coupled with the weekly open is obviously very, very strong resistance right now on NASDAQ. And if we go further to the downside, I could see previous week mid as a target there at 23,062. But besides that, no, fully agree with everything you said.
Yeah, also, another thing I did want to add here is like every volume push we would get was not, it had no follow through. I mean, look here down where you guys can see my volume bars. Every sort of move that we would get, like that would increase in volume. You'd get this liquidity, somewhat of a liquidity grab, but we could not make a new high, even on this candle right here at 9 a.m. my time, but it's, I believe, 12 o'clock Eastern. We'd get this nice push up, a little hammer candle here, but then still not able to even clear the 9 EMAs. So it feels like every push doesn't have any follow through when it comes to the volume. So I'd be a little cautious getting long. I wouldn't actually even look to take a long anywhere near here until we can finally get above this 240 level. Then I would consider possibly getting into something. I'm not going to get into any trades personally. I'm happy with my trades for the day, but this is just something to consider in case you are potentially coming back to trade in the afternoon. We are in the lunch hour too, so volume in general tends to be a lot slower, and price action, just kind of dwindle down a little bit. You can see that we just haven't done anything. So yeah, look at the volume too, though. That's something I also take into consideration when we start to get these pushes and then failed follow through. That's also an indication that bulls might have a weaker time trying to get through these levels.
Absolutely. Well, guys, as we're starting to wind down today's stream, I think we need to go back to the very beginning of today's stream, because we promised you there was a little something going on there. and we, now to be fair, we all misspeak a lot of this stream. We're doing 20 hours of live streaming per week, so there's always going to be little things, but. We come on and we got these new transitions today, and we have our morning wake up is our market wake up. I don't know. See, I don't even remember.
See?
Yeah. But what I know it wasn't was market watch. And so we're right before the stream comes on, we're reminding Miriam, okay, Miriam, we'll go through the intros. Then, you go to the market wake up, or, et cetera, et cetera. And she just goes market watch.
I literally, and I foreshadowed it too. 'Cause I was like, I'm gonna mess this up, guys. Like, can someone write it for me? And the team in the background is just writing jumbled stuff, like things that are completely off. And so I'm reading the text in the back, and I'm like, oh my god, no one's helping me with. I'm just, bleh, and then just market watch came out. So that's really what it was. And you guys can't hear us when we have these transitions. And I guess my face was just like, oh my god, I pulled it back, and it's in our internal chat today at 7:34, and obviously I'm in Central Time. Nick Metzger, market watch 7:34. Miriam, fuck you guys. So yeah, it's in hindsight, yeah, it's okay. It's a little thing, but just occasionally you guys will notice we come on the stream, and sometimes we're just like barely holding it together. Usually that's my fault, because I say some dumb shit right before we come on the air, just to lighten people up a little bit. But yeah, that was kind of funny, because she's sitting there rehearsing it again and again and literally
again.
Like
it's just
I'm like, it's I don't even remember it. I still don't even remember
market
it.
wake up.
Market wake up.
Market wake up it is,
I'm just gonna
Mariam.
start making my own up at this point because
Yeah. Well, now I told you need to do. Now it needs to be something different every day. Just to keep.
now
everyone
everyone's
on their
gonna
toes.
rewind back to that moment in the beginning just to see that because my reaction after that I was like, oh my god, like because I'm reading these texts in the back and everyone's trying to mess me up and just not getting it. I was like, market watch, guys.
There you go. Market wakey.
I saw my Apple Watch and that's where I went with that.
Yeah, you'll notice that there's a part I have my hand kind of over my mouth because I'm trying to not lose it on stream. But that was
Yeah, I don't even remember what my reaction was, but apparently Drew's telling me you literally threw your hands in the air like oh Lord. Yeah.
Oh, that's all right. That's all right. It'll be my turn to fuck it up tomorrow, I guess. So
Finally you got fired too, so
Yeah.
it happens. Well, at least we didn't hype up a major announcement here for it to be kind of a disappointment and a letdown, but
yeah, that would have been crazy.
Yeah, who does that,
Oh,
But
man.
yes, guys, we are planning on T-Trades being back tomorrow. So I understand that he's already tested out his Wi-Fi where he's staying. The man's such a good trader. He's basically taken a month to go around Europe. So we appreciate him taking the time to be with us tomorrow. Really looking forward to it. The 5 minutes we had with him before, I was already very impressed, and encourage you to look him up on YouTube and go check out some of his materials because he's one of the better explainers I think I've heard in quite some time. Just very, very, very able to break down complex concepts fairly simply. So it's that's kind of a gift a lot of us strive for in this business, and he seems to definitely have it. So we're really, really looking forward to having him tomorrow. And then we will have Tyler Trades on Thursday, and then Amos will be joining us on Friday. So we've got another outstanding. Gosh, we had so many guests today. It feels like the show just flew by. So a big thank you to Joy Morgan for joining us. A big thank you to Vinny Gandalf for joining us, and obviously Tank and DJ Nick under the Tradeify umbrella as well. So just really, really a great day. One of our better shows, I think, and so we'll definitely geared up and ready to go here. So yeah, boy, we got the big move down, guys, and we bounced right back up, and now we're not doing jack squat. This is all the market's waiting. Like, you don't do this for 2 hours unless you're waiting for something. Now, whether that's earnings later, whether that's some sort of announcement, whether that's, I kind of feel like when you see a move like we saw this morning, it's a little bit of a recovery, but we haven't gotten back up above or strong push above 200 to the 250 level, let alone made a run at 300. It just feels like the big money knows something, and maybe they don't know like good or bad, but it feels like they know something's coming. So I'm going to be very, very curious to see the news as we break overnight and go into tomorrow.
Yeah, and it's quite interesting too, because I feel like this has been the theme, right? Like, we've had these nice moves in the morning and then just straight consolidation for the majority of the day. So not really anything to get super excited about. Not to say that we can't obviously get a move in the afternoon, but just be mindful of, like, when we have such a big move like this, the reaction after that tends to be, just indecisive choppiness that we will need to break, and be mindful of the levels too. What levels are we just kind of chopping around in between, right? So those are the levels we'll need to continue above or below in order to somewhat see a movement. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting rest of the week for sure. I'm excited for it, especially with our guests. So
yeah,
it's only
it's,
Tuesday.
again, another outstanding. Go ahead.
I wonder if these kind of moves continue though, because usually, like, whenever something like this happens where it becomes really predictable, it changes all of a sudden, and suddenly, like, the opens are completely different. Like, all that we think now is happening on a kind of like, pattern basis. It's just gonna completely switch around. So I'm really excited to see how that's gonna turn out, and that's why it's so important to not predict, but rather just react to the market, and that's why we repeat that all the time.
Absolutely. So Nick, you jumping off anything high today?
No.
Okay.
Not today.
Mariam, you going to any concerts of bands that peaked 20 years ago?
That's once every like couple decades that I'll do that. But
Matt, you're mowing your lawn today?
I am not. No, doesn't need it. But
right.
thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah.
Just
Now we're
wanted to-
entering our next big Midwest heat wave today, so we're high 90s for the next 4 days. So looking forward to that.
I
It's
think
gonna be
it's
fun.
supposed to be raining over here.
Yeah,
There's
it's
a lot
raining here
going on
too.
in the nation.
Oh, you just have the great weather in LA.
Yeah,
I got the London weather here. Just rainy, cloudy, cold.
I'm surprised even your weather is not neutral.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That would be nice, honestly. Like just always a light blue sky with some clouds, nice, sunny, warm. You know, that'd be great.
Can't always have it all, Nick.
Yeah, well, at least something. Come on.
Oh, man.
All right, guys. So I think this brings to a close another edition of Tradeify TV. Again, a huge thank you to our guests, both internal and external, for joining us today. Yeah, I mean, we'll see what the markets do. We had our big move. This is not unlike a lot of days we've seen in the past couple of months where we get like one, maybe two opportunities at a good size move, and then we just sort of stall out. So I would say it's highly unlikely the markets stay between 200 and 230 for the rest of the day, but stranger things have happened. So we will be ready no matter what it is. So with that in mind, I will say goodbye and say thank you for joining us for another edition of Tradeify TV. And I'm going to kick it to my good friend, Mr. White T himself, Swiss Nick.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Matt, and thank you, Tradeify Nation. Was a fun stream. Looking forward to tomorrow. And yeah, as usual, let's end this stream with our one and only NQ slaying, stranger hugging, curly hair, Matcha Mommy.
Thank you, Nick. I appreciate that. Yes, guys, we are so thankful for all of you, as usual, for coming back every single day and joining us. We're going to be back on it tomorrow, as usual, and we'll be ready to go. And we're getting the little drop here in the market as we're speaking. But again, just make sure that you're not over trading, that there's more to trading than just making money. Go smell some grass. Go stick your
smoke some what?
in some.
Smell some strangers.
Go do all the outdoor things, even if it's raining outside. So we love you guys. We'll see you all tomorrow bright and early. We have tea trades on. Hopefully everything works out, and we will see you then. Go be great. Love you guys.
See you guys.